Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Sports Corner Live. We are back once again for Super Sunday. We already had two fixtures earlier this afternoon, which we watched. Celtic taking on Rangers alongside that brilliant match between Hoffenheim and Mainz in the Bundesliga. But we're back once again. We've got more action tonight and three brilliant games across European football. Now, you can see two of them on the screen. Another one we sorted out last night, we were able to get, and for the first time, we are going to have a Liga NOS match on stream, which is fantastic. Something we have been looking to do for quite a while. And KD's got the honour of that, which we will talk to him in a little bit about his match. But as I said, three big games. Braga taking on Benfica. We've got Lyon against PSG, which the winner of that will go top of the league tonight after Lille dropped points against Nimes in a 2-1 defeat. And then Sociedad taking on Barcelona. Sociedad got a big opportunity to potentially dent Barcelona's title chances, especially as Atletico Madrid have just won in their match 1-0, which means that if Barcelona do lose, it's going to make it a lot more harder for them. And it will actually put Real Sociedad maybe back into the race for the top four. So lots of pressure on the line. All three of these games kicking off at 8 p.m. UK time. So without further ado, let's go through the teams and get through the matches. Now, as I said before, for the first time on the channel, it's something we have, as I said, been looking into doing. Liga NOS. Here we go, Portuguese football, something that's there's quite a few big teams in there, and what a big way to start off the Liga NOS watch-alongs on the channel, maybe for the future, who knows. Braga taking on Benfica, third versus fourth in the league. Braga have got a chance to maybe go 1 point behind Porto in second place. Benfica with an opportunity to put themselves back into the race for the UCL spots. But pressure on the line for both teams tonight. And joining us for this game, as I said a few moments ago, it's going to be Mr. KD tonight. How are we doing, buddy?
Hello again, Josh.
Good to see you again. Of course, good win for Mainz. Bad news for United today.
Yeah, we'll just swiftly move on from that. Braga Benfica, Josh.
Yeah, with Manchester United out of the FA Cup, there is a chance maybe for Braga or Benfica to get themselves back into the title challenge. Look, first Liga NOS watch-along, as I said, we've done before. Just going to keep saying that over and over again. What are you expecting from this game tonight? Because Braga, very good organised side under former Sheffield Wednesday manager Carlos Carvalhal, and Benfica under Jorge Jesus, a very good organised side themselves.
Yeah, two very good, well-drilled sides, to be fair. They're both unbeaten in the last five. Of course, Benfica have kind of taken their foot off the gas this season a little bit with the likes of Sporting Lisbon and Porto, of course. Sporting Lisbon especially, capitalising on that. And they're going to win the Liga NOS by a country mile, it looks like. In terms of this game, it's going to be tough to pick a winner. But both sides come into it the last 5 games unbeaten, so it's going to be a very, very tough game. I expect it to be a tight game as well, maybe a 1-1, 2-2 sort of game.
Yeah, that's fair. As you said, Sporting running away with the league, haven't lost this season. 24 matches in, 20 wins, 4 draws, which is an unbelievable record. 10 points ahead of Porto, who've only lost 2 games themselves this season, but Sporting on another level right now. Let's go through the teams very quickly. We start off with Braga, the home team tonight, 4-4-2 for them. Matheus is in goal, back four of Christian Borja, the big marquee signing of the summer window. Bruno Rodriguez alongside Vitor Tormena, and then Ricardo Escao as the right back. Midfield 4, Lucas Piazon, been a star for Braga this season after joining from what was probably the worst experience, being at Chelsea, never playing. Ali El Musrati is alongside Fran Sergio, and ever present, isn't he? Ricardo Horta, been there for a few years now. He's on the right mid position. Up top, Galeno, the Brazilian, he's alongside former Barcelona youngster Abel Ruiz, who's been firing in Portugal this season. On the bench, there's a few recognisable players. Sporar, former Sporting player, Andre Horta, and Nico Gaitan, for those of you, he was formerly linked to Manchester United for about 500 years. So he's on the bench tonight. Let's have a quick look at the Benfica lineup. 3-5-2 today for the Portuguese side. Heldon Leite is in goal with a back three of Lucas Verissimo and 2 former Premier League centre-backs in Jan Vertonghen and Nicolas Otamendi. Very attacking midfield 5 to a certain extent. Grimaldo and Diogo Gonçalves are the 2 overlapping wing-backs playing as midfielders on the left and the right, with a midfield 3 of Adel Taarabt, Julian Weigl and Rafa Silva. That's right, that is the wide winger playing as a midfielder tonight. Interested to see how he does. I'd assume probably a little bit of freedom on the pitch, and then up top, Luka Volschmidt and Haris Seferovic, with the bench including the likes of Pizzi, Everton, Gabriel, Darwin Núñez. A lot of experience in this side for Benfica. Lots of old players, likes of Adel Taarabt, Vertonghen, Otamendi. How do you think Benfica are going to do tonight?
Yeah, like I said, though, it's going to be a very, very tough game to call down the middle, with both of these two sides coming in on good form. Braga sort of returning back to the good form that they were on. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we saw them in the Champions League and stuff. And Benfica, like I said, they've kind of not been on it this season, but we saw them against Arsenal. They can cause teams problems. I expect it to be a tough game tonight for both sides.
Yep, should be a very tough game indeed. I will bring you back in a moment, KD. Thank you very much. We're not going to do it as the goal show tonight, only because I think it's better to have us all in. We can sit back, relax, and chill. So we will move on to the other game now. Of course, if you're not aware, on the bottom of your screen, there's another big game going on tonight in Serie A as well. Roma taking on Napoli. That game is underway. That's 15 minutes in. That one's currently 0-0. I will keep you up to date with the score of that match as well. But let's move over to the next game. What a game this one is. Lyon taking on Paris Saint-Germain. A mouth-watering clash in France today. As I said, after Lille dropped points in the league, whoever wins this match tonight will be the new league leader, as both teams have better goal differences than Lille. And of course, to watch this game, it's Mr. KL. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. First question. Big opportunity for these two teams tonight to go top. Who do you think is going to go top of the league?
Yeah, I'd be stupid to not say PSG. I think we watched the reverse fixture of this, Josh, and really the headline of that game was Thiago Mendes destroying the ankles of Neymar within, the last couple of minutes of the game, and Neymar's on the bench today. So I think PSG will get one over on Lyon, but we'll have a new league leader. But the title race in France is really heating up, with Monaco now back well in the race, only 4 points behind Lille. So it's hotting up, and this really is not a title decider, but one team to really grab the mantle and lead the league.
Definitely so. A fair play to Monaco for getting themselves back into it for a start. I don't think they were expecting at any point in the last few weeks to get themselves back into the race. Let's have a look at the teams. Lyon, of course, started with 4-3-3 tonight. Being their kind of favoured formation over the last season. Anthony Lopez is in goal with a back four of Maxwell Cornet as the left back and Matteo Di Sciglio on the right. Marcelo and former Manchester City player Jason Denaire are the two centre-backs even. Midfield three, Thiago Mendes, Lucas Paqueta, and youngster Maxence Kakare. There's no Houssam Aouar, he's out injured. Left wing, Carl Toko Akambi. Right wing, Tino Kadewere. And striker Memphis Depay. Those three players this season have been lethal up top for Lyon. On the bench includes the likes of Bruno Gomes and Islam Samani as well, to name a few of the recognisable players. Paris Saint-Germain 4-2-3-1 for the away side tonight. Keylor Navas is in goal, back four of Abdou Diallo, Presnel Kimpembe, Marquinhos and Alessandro Florenzi. You've got the two defensive midfielders, Idrissa Gueye and Danilo Pereira, with Marco Verratti tonight acting as a central attacking midfielder. On the left-hand side is Kylian Mbappe. On the right, Angel Di Maria is back, of course. If you're not aware, had a very serious situation last week. He had to come off the pitch because of an armed robbery that had gone in his house, but he's back today, which is great to see. Moise Kean is up top. And the biggest news of them all, Neymar is back. He's on the bench tonight, and it's likely he will come on at some point in that game. Do you think he could be the key player tonight, depending on what happens?
Yeah, I think it would be poetic justice if he came on and managed to get PSG a result tonight after, being off injured in this fixture last time out. But it's a strong lineup here, as we always expect from PSG. Interesting, they've gone with Diallo as a left back. Used to seeing him as a centre half. We'll see how we can adapt there. But overall, I think two very solid lineups from either side, and talent all over the pitch.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's talent on the bench as well. They've got Rafinha, Julian Draxler on there as well. Not maybe as many players as they usually would in the side in terms of top players, but they've got a lot of big players in the team as well. So thank you very much, Kyle. I will bring you back in a second because we've got one more game to talk about tonight very quickly. It is underway. I'm going to be watching Real Sociedad against FC Barcelona. There's just too many good games tonight. We couldn't pick one, so why not do all three at once? That's the best way to go. 4-4-2 tonight for Real Sociedad. Alex Ramiro is in goal. Back four of Martin Mecholans, Robin Lenormand, Igor Zubeldia, and Andori Gorosabal. Of course, we saw them in action against Real Madrid literally, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Left mid, Mikel Merino. Right mid, Porto, with the two holding midfielders, Martin Zubimendi and Ander Guevara. And then up top, really interesting call tonight from Sociedad. They are going 4-4-2, which means Oyarzabal will be playing as a striker tonight alongside Alexander Isak. Isak usually playing as a solo striker on his own this season. So he's going to be up top with Oyarzabal, which I think is a really interesting shout from Sociedad to do that tonight. And no doubt we'll see a lot of players moving positions, especially with Mikel Merino playing as a left mid. On the bench, former Manchester United player Adnan Januzaj, Eloramendi, former Real Madrid player, and then Barrenetxea, very, very lively youngster. Be interested to see if he comes on at some point in the match. As Spurs have also taken the lead against Villa 1-0. Carlos Vinicius has scored in that Premier League fixture tonight, so we'll keep you up to date with that as well. As for Barcelona, 4-3-3 tonight for the Spanish side under Ronald Koeman. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is in goal with a back four of Jordi Alba on the left, Serginho Dest on the right with Clement Lenglet and Oscar Minguez, who just got a call up to the Spanish under-21 side. He is in the back line tonight. Midfield three of Busquets, De Jong and Pedri. That just doesn't seem to be changing this season so far. All three of those players have certainly put their name down in the squad and kind of cemented a midfield spot. And then up top, Ousmane Dembele on the left has been brilliant in the last few weeks for Barcelona, really starting to get back into the form we saw at Dortmund a few seasons ago. Right wing, we've got Lionel Messi. And then up top tonight is Antoine Griezmann. Now, I would assume this will change once again throughout the match tonight. Expect Messi and Griezmann to constantly change positions. In fact, it's saying as a 3-4-1-2, so it could be Dembele up top with Messi, but at the end of the day, it could be anything realistically speaking in that match. So there's all the lineups for the games tonight. We'll keep you up to date with the other scores across the board, and we'll bring the boys back in as well. I assume we're probably just under 5 minutes into each of the halves, maybe a little bit less, but in the early stages, KD, who's dominating the first 5 or so minutes?
I've got to say, Benfica have started this game on top. Braga look a little bit shaky, to be honest. There was just a little moment about a minute or so ago where the goalkeeper just passed it straight to one of the Benfica players inside his own box, had a heavy touch, so it allowed the goalkeeper to regain possession. But Braga look a little bit shaky so far.
And I think we'll probably be less than 5 minutes into the Ligue match. Any early signs from the two sides, Kieran?
Yeah, we're only 2.5 minutes in, to be honest with you, Josh. I think we were late kicking off. There was some fireworks outside the ground. I presume it's from the Lyon fans, but yeah, we were late kicking off. But in the opening 2.5 minutes, you can't really gauge who the better team is. There was a shaky backfast from Diallo early on. But apart from that, I think it's just an even, slow start. But there is only 3 minutes played.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 minutes into the game between Real Sociedad and Barcelona, and so far Barcelona looking the better of the two sides, as you'd expect. You know, remember Barcelona in the league, as it currently stands, are only, I think, where's the table very quickly, 6 points off Atletico Madrid. So they really do need a win tonight, but there's going to be a lot of pressure for Sociedad as well to get a win because Real Betis are 1 point behind them, Villarreal 3 points behind them. So a loss today would be pretty catastrophic. But score predictions, KL. I know you already said yours, KD, but what are you feeling tonight for Lyon PSG?
I said at the start of the show that I think PSG will come out on top tonight. I still back it. I think I'm going to go with 2-1 PSG. I think Lyon will give as good as they get, but PSG, coming off a really bad loss last week to Nantes. No offence to Nantes at all, but that's a game they should definitely be winning, especially at home. But I think they'll bounce back tonight, 2-1.
Yeah, I think you would expect them to. PSG will be looking, pretty much licking their lips and thinking we've got a great chance yet again to win the title in the league. But Monaco will be watching on and thinking, if both these teams draw, perfect situation for us in the league.
Yeah, it's amazing that Niko Kovac at the start of the season, Monaco were, really inconsistent. I think it's fair to say. And they win some really stellar matchups. There was always goals. And I think he's turned them into a team that is much more consistent and also isn't giving away as many stupid goals. And I would like Monaco to win the title, to be honest with you, because they've been going under the radar. I think it's always been Lyon, Lille and PSG this season. And out of nowhere, they've put a good string of wins together. It's like you said about Nice earlier today. And they've managed to get themselves right up amongst it.
Absolutely. Let's have a quick look at the chat and see how you guys are doing. Carl's in the building. Hope you're all good as always. He's put hi, guys. And then obviously Jordan put about Spurs scoring 1-0 which was Carlos Vinicius. You are spot on indeed. So a nice early goal there for Spurs in their match, which, as I said, we'll keep you up to date with when the goals go in there. And then Dimski's in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Are we all good as always? He's put PSG to win 3-1 tonight. He's expecting goals in that game, which is
not surprised.
No, it always does tend to be the big games have goals, and typically in Ligue 1 as well, red cards.
Oh, it's a goal! Oh, no, it's not! It's an amazing save from Anthony Lopez. I thought immediately as you were saying that, Josh, we were going to get a goal. Mbappe used his pace down the left wing. Marcelo could not catch him. He just knocked it past him, drilled the ball low with his left foot. Denier slides and misses it. Moise Kean slides and connects with it. But a good save by the feet of Anthony Lopez, who has really become a brilliant shot stopper over the last couple of years.
What a start to that game. Nice and early. Do tell us in the chat, by the way, if there's any echo. As I said, I'm trying tonight with a microphone. Is there any echo? There's none on your side, don't worry. No, it's all good. The way I've got it, I've got the headphones listening to the game for the first time, and I've just got my microphone out, so I'm worried just in case there's any echo, but I'm going to stop for a second. Yazbal's in here. Into Isaac. Tries to prod the ball over the head of De Jong, who's done really well to come back. Still a chance, though, here for Sociedad. Obviously missing David Silva as well today, which is a big loss for them, but Isaac's cross is too heavy. And,
he's in. I don't know who it is. What a save! what a save that was by 1 second by Mateus, the Braga goalkeeper. I think it was Rafa Silva who was there. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably horribly wrong. I've been looking at the team sheet for about 5 minutes now and trying to test myself with the knowledge of each player. As you can tell, I've come prepared for this. But yeah, the first big chance of the game went to Benfica, who have been absolutely dominating this game. But Braga's tactic is clear to see. Get Abel Ruiz in behind, of course, use his pace against that slow Benfica backline.
What a start to that game. I mean, Carl's put in the chat, we'll be watching Braga Benfica. Hope there's goals, Benfica 3-2. If you want to watch all the games, by the way, Braga Benfica is available on Free Sport. So if you want to watch a game for free tonight, then Braga Benfica is definitely worth checking out, because that one is quite a feisty game on paper. But what starts that match?
Yeah, it was Grimaldo, by the way. I was horribly wrong.
We've got a yellow card coming out here, though, where in the early stages of this match, I think it's been given to, I think Zubimendi's gone into the book. Yeah, foul on Ousmane Dembele. And to be honest, with the way the Frenchman is, quite a risky tackle, that, actually. We know he's got glass legs, so we don't want him getting injured early on in the match. But there is another game going on tonight, as I said. Roma-Napoli going on right now. That's 0-0, 25 minutes into the match. But they're stopping for a second, because I think they are checking this for a red card.
Oh.
So this could be an early moment in the game.
Does it look a red?
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's not going to be given as a red.
Oh.
But I would have said no. I think it was very harsh for that to be given as a red, especially in the early few minutes as well. Not be nice indeed. But Caspar, I can't hear an echo, Josh, which is perfect. It means I can actually listen to the game alongside the boys as well. Hopefully, we do get a few goals tonight. As I said, currently Tottenham 1-0 up against Aston Villa. Which is a big goal for Tottenham, considering the certain situation that happened in the Europa League on Thursday night, which Adam was very lucky to watch. And Dimsky's put in the chat as well. I think Sociedad to win 2-1, which I didn't make a prediction for my game. 3-2 Barcelona.
Ooh.
Why not? I think the last time I watched Sociedad play, they were very, very good against Real Madrid, but they just couldn't finish. But Messi's going for goal, and he takes a long-range effort, but Ramirez saves it.
What was KD's prediction? What did you say, KD, for your game?
I said 1-1 or 2-2, but I feel like I'm cheating if I have 2, so I'll go 2-2 goals.
Oh. That's what you want to see. I mean, I'm looking at the stats for Braga. Their last game ended 2-2 against Famalicão. In fact, they haven't not scored 2 goals in the league since February. So if you're looking at it in that respect, you're on for quite a thriller.
Face with bloody jinxing. That's the defo 0-0 bloody game now.
And then if you look at the Lyon team as well, the last time Lyon didn't score in the league was all the way back, and I keep scrolling here, and I'm still going. I will eventually find the time they didn't score. September. They've scored in every game this season so far. Last draw, 0-0 draw, was September 18th, 2020. So how about tonight, maybe, a 0-0 draw?
Yeah.
Kieran, shall we just leave? Because he's definitely jinxed our games to 0-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, Toko Ekambi's through. And look, now Toko Ekambi scores that if you hadn't jinxed it.
Maybe Toko Ekambi's technical ability should be improved. But Jordan's put in the chat, there has been a goal. You are spot on. 1-0 Napoli against Roma. Dries Mertens has got a goal in that game. So 27 minutes on the clock there. Napoli with a goal, which puts them onto 54 points in the league. That puts them 1 point behind fourth and third place Atalanta and Juventus. Of course, Milan today, AC Milan, getting a massive 3-2 win against Fiorentina to keep them in the fight for the UCL spots.
Good game, that. Really good game.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? You've got to give credit to Fiorentina because, of course, they're fighting relegation right now, which is quite an interesting situation there. But fair play to them because they gave it everything against AC Milan, who needed a result after that game against Manchester United on Thursday night, which is a big game indeed, of course. Milan desperately trying to get UCL football again this season. So 1-0 in that game, which I'll update the banner very quickly. But 12 minutes on the clock. You said a moment ago, Kieran, first little chance for Lyon. What do you think is going to happen tonight with that front three? Because, we've seen him over the season, Kadewere, Depay and Toko Ekambi. They've been lethal for Lyon. Yeah,
they have. And to be fair, I remember the last time we watched it, Josh, Kadewere and Toko Ekambi and Depay, they got in a lot of times and we said, these are the chances they need to finish. And then Kadewere eventually got that one goal and they ended up seeing out the game and being victorious. But early on, to be fair, it's been a very even game. In terms of clear-cut opportunities, Lyon have been kind of restricted to just long shots. And PSG had that one golden opportunity. But for that front three, I think if they can get in behind, it'll spell danger, especially, I don't know why, but I feel like inside Abdou Diallo tonight, they might, and every time Florenzi goes on the overlap, I think Kadewere and Ekambi will have a really good night.
Yeah, you would expect so. I mean, it's going to be a test for PSG. Probably, I would say, the best attack in the league, apart from maybe Monaco, for the quality of goals, the amount of goals scored by not just one individual player, but the three across the board. But we're nearly 15 minutes in here. Barcelona have had 86% possession. Sociedad barely having a touch on the ball. And I think me and KD before, we were saying in one of the games, which game was it, where it was like 40 passes? Was it Arsenal or Tottenham?
I think it was Arsenal-Tottenham last Sunday.
It was Arsenal-Tottenham. They had 41 passes, I think, by half-time. Even with 15% of the ball, Sociedad have had 26 passes. So they're doing better than Spurs. But, I mean, I would expect Barca here to, with the way it started, if they can get the ball going, moving it about a little bit, this might be not 3-2. This could be like 4-0.
I'll tell you, I see some yellow cards in this game. I know you said that earlier about the old firm, Josh, but Otamendi's just gone into the book. In typical Otamendi fashion, if you know what kind of defender Otamendi is, just blazes Galeno over, who's beating him all ends for pace, of course. I mean, Galeno looks sharp. He looks really sharp for Braga. Probably their only player at the moment who looks like creating something. But, I mean, so far, Braga have been quite poor. Benfica have definitely been the better of the two sides. But Otamendi now needs to be careful because, I mean, that is just such a silly tackle and in typical Otamendi fashion goes into the book already.
Yep, early start for the yellow cards there. Just looking at the league, really, really tight for the relegation battle. 6 points separate 9 sides in the league. Bottom side, Maritimo coming on 21 points. Real Ave 9th on 27 points. All the teams this season have played the same game, so no one's got an advantage. So if you're sat in 9th right now, you're still potentially in the threat of relegation, which is unbelievable.
It's a weird league, isn't it? It's not the most like generic leagues where like from you think like at top leagues anyway, like the Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A. You probably think, oh yeah, 9th, we're safe in 9th. Not the Ligue NOS, no.
Save again. Oh, it's in. It was a good save, but now it's in. It's 1-0 PSG, and Josh, it's Kylian Mbappe. You bet he's on his way.
Let's go.
It was a really nice bit of build-up. Moise Kean whips a ball in. It's cleared by Marcelo, and Verratti hits it immediately on the volley. Very instinctive. Good save by Lopez, but his save only found the path of Kylian Mbappe, who doesn't miss from there. So it was a couple of rebounds that led to the goal, but PSG take the lead within 20 minutes.
What a start for PSG, and that's exactly what they need. As I said tonight, whoever wins this game will go top of the league. And as for me jinxing it, have that, because it hasn't been jinxed, has it? What a start, Kylian Mbappe on the board. And look, PSG going to the top of the league, Kieran. Do you think a result like this, if they were to win it, would spur them on for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I have been looking at the league, Josh, because I've just found something very interesting. So you've got PSG 63, Lille 63, Lyon 60, Monaco 59. But if you look at the goal difference of the top four, it goes 45, 31, 30, and 22. The next highest goal difference is 4. So yeah. I don't know what happened below the top 4, but no one has a good goal difference apart from the top 4. There's a gap of 18 goal difference between 4th and 5th.
Yeah, and I think the one stat you can obviously look at is the defences. You know, you look at PSG's defence, only conceded 19 goals this season. Lille only conceded 19. You know, once you've moved out the top 4, Lens have conceded 42, Marseille 36, Rennes 33, Montpellier 49. You can see the gulfing class between quality defences at the top 4, the likes of, as crazy it is to say, with Lille, they've got Jose Font, who's experienced. With PSG, they've got Kimpembe, Marquinhos. Obviously, Lyon, they've got Denis, Marcelo. They've got experience and quality. Those other teams don't, and that's cost them massively this season.
It's mad, though. Like, literally, half the league is on minus goal difference. Like, even if you're in the top half, you can have a minus goal difference, which is just... It's a really bizarre league. Like, Ligue NOS is strange in terms of relegation, but in terms of, like, just... In general, the French league is just bizarre.
It's crazy indeed. And moving on from the French league quickly to the Italian league, goal. It is now 2-0 to Napoli. Dries Mertens is on course for a first half hat-trick. 7 minutes after scoring his first, he's got his second goal of the game. And fair play to him, because the Belgian's been out for quite a lot of time with injuries and hasn't been in the squad under Gattuso. But he's trusted him tonight up top, giving him a start. And the Belgian's got 2 goals to his name, 2-0. And as I said before, because Napoli are winning in that game, it will actually put them 2 points behind Atalanta and Juventus with a game in hand. So with the way it's looking, Napoli are about to get themselves back into contention for the Champions League spots and maybe finishing second, which would be quite an achievement, considering it was only a few weeks ago Gattuso was looking to get potentially sacked.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it?
It's bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But 20 minutes in, KD, Braga, Benfica, how are we looking?
Yeah, very evenly poised, I'd say. I mean, Benfica came out the stalls quite quick. Apart from that, I mean, it's been a fairly even tie. We just had a little stoppage in play because Verissimo went down injured. It looked like he had to come off, but he's just jogged back onto the pitch. Other than that, there's nothing really to report, Josh, since you jinxed my game to be a 0-0 draw.
Well, I mean, it's on course for a 0-0 now. I've cursed it. I mean, Sociedad, Barcelona 0-0 still in this game. Barcelona still with over 80% possession in the match. Not really done much with it so far. But you would expect as this game is to continue. You know, if Sociedad don't get the ball soon, you'd expect players like Messi and Griezmann to put the ball in the back of the net. Not that I'm praying Messi's going to put the ball in the back of the net, because kind of need him to. But I think Barcelona fans would be expecting them to go out there and get a result tonight. But what's gone in your game, Kieran?
It's just the challenges. We talked about, like French league referees. Most of the time, they just ignore whatever's happening and just continue to play. But there is some challenges flying in. Verratti's been in the wars. He's been hit in the face. He's just been bodied in the stomach. It's been a very, very feisty opening 20 minutes. And I said to you earlier, Josh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a red card. Just the French league refs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the record is bonkers in the league for the amount of red cards that have been given in the last few months, specifically in Ligue compared to the rest of the leagues in world football. I mean, for once this week... Oh, no, we haven't. I was about to say, for once this week, we haven't had a red card, but we did because Rennes got a man sent off last week. But, I mean, I'm looking... Match day 29, there was no red cards. They've died down a little bit recently with the red cards. But I'm saying that match day 29 is the first match day since, and I'm going to keep scrolling here, and eventually I will find out when the last match day was that didn't have a red card in. Match day 23, there's been 8 weeks in a row where one of the games has had at least a red card in. And of course, earlier in the season, we were having games where there were 2 red cards.
Yeah, I think the Monaco, was it Monaco Montpellier? Ended 4-3, and I think there was 3 reds or something like that.
Oh my God, how's that not gone in?
Oh, what an insane game.
But you had a chance in your game, KD?
Yeah, I honestly don't know how it's not gone in. It's Benfica, and I mean, I looked away from the screen at you guys, and I looked back, and they were in down the right side, but they're in again here. It's round the back of the goalkeeper. Severovic takes it round the goalkeeper, goes down, and it is a penalty. It's a penalty to Benfica. I mean, Mateus went to ground, kind of flicked the feet of Severovic, who went down, couldn't get the ball. It's a penalty kick to Benfica. I don't know. Do they have VAR in Liga NOS?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, then I think Severovic might be offside.
I mean, if they do check it, and if it does count, then it's going to be missed because I've cursed the game. So,
if he actually misses, now I'm going to come in your room and knock you out.
Well, the door's locked, so you won't be able to. So
I'll climb through that window.
There'll be no knocking out. They'll be knocking out of the StreamYard call. But no. I mean, Benfica, it sounds like they've deserved it in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, they've been by far the better side. I mean, I'm just watching the penalty again. I don't even think Mateus even touches him, to be honest. He goes over him, and then because he can't get to the ball, he goes down. I mean, the referee's checking the penalty. Of course, it says Lancer M Analise, so I'm guessing that means goal check.
Quality Portuguese.
Unfortunately, I can't actually read Portuguese, so I'll let you know.
In here. Brilliant work from the Swede on the left wing. Gets himself in the box, cuts in. Oh, lovely save from ter Stegen. First chance of the match for Sociedad. They've still got the ball, though. Oyarzabal's in the box to Zubimendi.
Oh, please
get Guevara. Still got the ball, Guevara. And out for a corner. First chance of the game. Literally, as I said, they've had about 20% possession, Sociedad. Really good work from Isaac to take on De Jong. Get himself in the box to the left wing, but good save from ter Stegen.
This VAR refereeing board's boring. They've not given the penalty. It was never a penalty. It was never a penalty, by the way. He was offside. 2, he didn't even touch him. I don't know what the referee was seeing. But yeah, it's been given as offside, and it's a free kick to Braga. And no penalty. Boring set of refs.
Because the referee's me in disguise.
Yeah.
Daz has put Barca to win 3-1, PSG 2-1, and Braga to win 2-0. And then Infinity Football, I didn't, but he's put, hi, Josh and Kieran. He's missed one of you out.
Oh,
well, no, that makes sense, because we are both called Kieran, so I think it's a double hello.
It's a double hello. How are you doing, Infinity Football? Hope you're good as always, buddy. But do tell us in the chat what game you're watching today. As we said before, there is a game at half-time in the Premier League, been at half-time for a little while. Aston Villa, who are taking on Spurs. Spurs moving up to 6th place if they win this game. 1 point out of the European spots. 3 points from the top 4. I know, KD, you don't really want to talk about Man United much, but are nerves jangling a little bit with the end of the season?
I mean, not in the Premier League. I think we should. If we bottle that, then yes, I will be very annoyed. But I think in terms of the Premier League, the top 4 should be pretty safe and sound now.
Yeah, I mean, 57 points, 6 points ahead of Chelsea in 4th, 8 points ahead of West Ham in 5th. You would expect that to be pretty much done and dusted. Same with Leicester City. I think if they can get a few more points on the board, they'll be out of it. But right now, the pack's beginning to grow. Everton, Liverpool up there as well. But in terms of that game between Tottenham and Aston Villa, 1-0 at half-time, Vinicius with a goal, which is good to see. Aston Villa have had no shots in the game. Tottenham have had 5 shots, 1 on target. And, of course, they'll be hoping that they can get a little bit of a confidence booster after their shocking result against Dinamo Zagreb, where they lost 3-3 because of Orsic being an absolute animal. But Carl's put, if that wasn't offside, no way is that a pen. Goalie didn't touch him. Attacker just fell over. Yeah,
that is literally what happened. But Benfica coming forward again with Otamendi, who finds Seferovic in the box, back to goal, tries to whip one across the box, and it's good play by El Musrati to clear it out. But another book in here. Fran Sergio went into the book for a foul on Waldschmidt, who's definitely been in the wars today.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you've been in the wars in both of your matches so far. I don't think there's much of a war going on here. I feel like Sociedad might want to wave the white flag soon, depending on what goes on, because they just can't seem to get a touch of the ball right now. It's been that one little chance from Isaac on the left wing about 2 or 3 minutes ago, but Barcelona not really doing much with it either. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target, which pretty much has been the same for the last 20 minutes or so. I think both of those chances within the first 5 minutes. And, if you're Koeman right now, you're delighted that your team are dominating possession, but you're really annoyed that they've not done really anything with it so far.
Yeah, and do you think Barcelona is still in the title race, Josh, or do you think it's... Well, I think it's Atletico's to lose, but do you think they could still do it?
100%, yeah. I think they're up there for it still. Look, Atletico Madrid at some point this season will probably drop more points. The games that they've got to come up towards the end of the season, they've got to play Sevilla, Betis, Barcelona themselves, Sociedad. I can see them in one of those 4 games dropping points, especially with all those 4 teams in some form. It's then down to whether Barcelona and Real Madrid, specifically, if they can not drop points, because I think Barca are looking much better in recent months, I have to say. Looking a lot more confident now, and although they got knocked out of the Champions League by PSG, they look a much better side than they were a year ago, which... I've got to give a little bit of credit to Koeman for that, because I think for any manager to go in to a club that was smacked 8-2 by Bayern, it's always going to be tough to get the spirits high again. And I think he's done that very, very slightly, but I think there's a lot of work to go in this Barca project. If they win the title, then fair play to Koeman. Absolute credit to him. But, Simeone, he's on another level right now, isn't he? They've got a 6-point advantage in the league over Barcelona right now. No teams have got any games in hand either, so it is a case of Barcelona needing to go out there and win this to make it a 4-point gap. But it all depends whether Atletico Madrid can stay astute or not, because I still think there's a few dodgy results in them.
Yeah, I think that's been the problem with Atletico in the past when they've been in the driving seat. As much as they are consistent in terms of they're not going to get battered 3 or 4-0. If they go 1-0 down, do you always back them to score and get themselves back into it? Not always, as we saw against Chelsea. Yeah,
and a prime example of that is today. They got a 1-0 win against Alaves. Let's not forget, if you did watch the match, Joselu had a penalty in the game which Oblak saved, and that was in the last 2 minutes of the match. So it could have been a situation where it could have been 1-1 at the end of the game. They've dropped points again, and Barcelona could have been sat here potentially only 2 or 3 points away from Atletico Madrid. And that's when it gets very interesting, because Simeone's side can't afford to drop any points, rather than maybe being able to drop 1 or 2 points here and there over the course of the next 7 or 8 weeks. But there's a long way still to go in this title race right now. And I don't think it's done yet. I think there's a little bit... maybe a last twist in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
I think all across Europe, there's only a few that are kind of tied up. I think the English Premier League's tied up. I think Syria is getting close to it, depending how Inter Milan do. But Ligue, the Bundesliga, because Leipzig are keeping hot on the tail of Bayern Munich. And obviously La Liga as well.
Yeah, I'd have said, obviously, Premier League's, for me, looking the one that's wrapped up more likely than the rest. I think Inter Milan, if they can get a few more results in the next few weeks, they'll wrap theirs up, although they're going to need to get results quickly, because the end of the season, if they start dropping points soon, we could be in for a right end to the season. They've got Roma, Juve and Udinese as the last 3 games, so that second to last match against Juve could potentially turn into a title decider. But to be fair, with the way that Juve have been this season, I don't see that happening. But obviously Ligue 1 as well could go down to the wire. And how's that game been in half an hour in?
It's been all right. To be honest with you, Lyon have had rare kind of attacks, but when they come forward, they're doing it with pace, and you can see what the danger men bring. There was a really bad tackle in the midfield by Verratti. I'm surprised he didn't get a yellow card for it, which led to just a free kick then. It was a really nice ball in by Depay to the back post, and Marcelo, the big Brazilian, just mistimes his header across goal. He is leaning down, but it's one of them where if he heads it across goal, he might have one of the teammates to knock it home. But it's been PSG definitely the better side, but Lyon not out of it would be my report.
Fair play to him so far. Pale Wheats in the building. How you doing, lad? I suppose Freiburg's European dream still alive after their win today against Augsburg, which is a good result for him as well.
What the bloody hell am I watching here? That is such... Am I watching League 2 football here? I'm not being funny, but there's tackles flying in left, right and centre. There's just sloppy passes. There's goalkeeper errors. I genuinely, these are the two of the best teams in Portugal. I expected a more like professional effort. There's players in here who have played in Champions League bloody knockout rounds and stuff like Vertonghen and Otamendi, but Braga there should have definitely scored. Ricardo Horton on the left hand side blitzes past two men, and he plays the softest pass I've ever seen into the box when he just needed to whack it across and someone would have whacked it in the back post. But at the moment, this game's lacking real quality.
Half an hour in, and Liga NOS watchalongs might still be the thing of the future, maybe. It's slowly diminishing as the game goes on. But I think we've just hit half-time in the game between Roma and Napoli. 2-0 to Napoli at half-time in that match. Dries Mertens with 2 goals in the space of 7 minutes for Napoli. As I said before, remember, it was only a few weeks ago when Gattuso was potentially on the chopping block after losses to the likes of Genoa and Juventus. But he's really got his team going in the last few weeks, and as I said, they stand in 5th place right now, only 2 spots off 3rd with the game in hand. But as a goal, and who's it to?
It's 2-0 to PSG, and if you could predict a man who scored a volley from the middle of the box, the last name on the lips would be Danilo Pereira. The CDM has popped up with a goal to make it 2-0. And it was from a corner, and the ball's recycled, and it falls to Kimpembe, who puts a lovely, delightful chipped cross in. Marquinhos heads it back towards the centre of the box, and who's there to volley it home? Danilo Pereira into the bottom left-hand corner. You don't see him score often, but it's a really nice goal when he does.
What a start to that match. 2 goals before, probably about half an hour into the game, still 15 minutes left, but PSG on fire. As Heathers in the chat, she's just coming in to say the general comment of up the Reds. So there we go. Which Red will that be? Will that be Liverpool, United? Who knows? I'm going to guess Manchester United. You'll have to tell us in the chat, Heather. But 2-0, PSG firing on all cylinders as it stands, go to the top of the league on the same points as Lille, but they've got 15 extra goal difference. It really is PSG, isn't it? It's PSG's to lose, you think, with the way that the season's panning out now?
Yeah. I'm still going to hold hope that Lyon can get a goal in this game, but I'd like to see him get a goal before half-time to have any sort of chance of causing this PSG side any sort of problem.
Yeah, I mean, Lyon, 2-0 down. It's not the start they wanted, is it?
No, it's not at all, and it's one of them where the way they played against PSG last time, they were really professional. I think that's most of the time they were actually the better team at some occasions. But this has been all PSG tonight. They look a team revitalised after a really sloppy performance last week.
And fair play to them. Look, as we said, FC Nantes, they played last week. Awful result for them. And I know there were situations going on in the background while that match was going on, which might have made things a little bit more tricky. But this would be a brilliant result for them to get back to winning ways once again. But this game against Sociedad and Barcelona has just not come to life yet. Still, Barcelona have had over 70% of the ball, and they just can't seem to break down this Sociedad back line. And credit to them, they've done incredibly well so far. And I've got to say, it's one of those where it doesn't even feel like as time passes you'd expect Barca to score, because they've just not been convincing enough in front of goal so far. Although saying that, literally, they've just had a chance that's come off the crossbar. Drops to Messi. Now to Alba, who flicks the ball to Messi, who takes a brilliant touch, but can't get the shot on. And the Argentinian will just dance around the box, trying to find any space he can get into. Plays it to De Jong. And they'll play it back to the halfway line. It's another chance there for Barcelona that's gone wide. Although Busquets is in the box, plays it to Messi. Now to Alba, late towards Dembele. Brilliant save, but it's in the back of the nets. And finally, they've broken the deadlock. Antoine Griezmann has got the goal that Barcelona needed, and it's 1-0. And finally, they break the back line of Sociedad. and it's deserved.
After you just said, I don't even know if they look like scoring. They do.
They do in the end. I mean, it's Griezmann. He gets the rebound, and fair play to him in the end. Look, as I said, it's just one of those where they've just not been convincing enough in front of goal, but a little bit of Messi magic. Dances around inside the box, waits patiently for space to open up, and eventually in the end, Griezmann gets a very simple tap-in indeed, as Heather's put in the chat.
Oh, what a save.
Of course. Don't know about those Man U fans, bit odd. Oh dear, Kieran. Can you respond to that?
What a save by the Braga goalkeeper there. There was a ball whipped into the box from the free kick by the streets will never forget Adel Taarabt. And I think it might have been Otamendi who had the header in there. I'm not quite sure. Good save by Mateus, though. The first shot on target, I think, of the game in the 39th minute. So that's you can tell how this game's going.
Have you got any response to Heather?
Well, Galeno's got it on left wing right now. It's back to Borges into the box. Which one?
Just easier thing to do that. No, I'm only joking.
I kept talking then, you twat.
Go for it again. Round 2.
That was another yellow card. Oh! Second yellow.
Oh.
He's off. Who the bloody hell's been sent off here? Is it Fran Sergio? It is. Second yellow, he's gone. Finally, something has happened in this match.
And there we go. You'd expect now Benfica to make the most of the opportunities in the game with the extra man.
I bloody hope so, mate. This game's been so dross so far. It's just a ball that comes down and he just leaves his foot hanging. Sorry, he leaves his foot hanging when Rafa gets the ball off him. Leaves his foot hanging, and it's a stupid foul to commit. Second yellow. We only got a yellow card about 10 minutes ago himself, so Braga down to 10 men, and Carvajal is not happy at all.
No, former Wednesday man. If you're in the chat, Will, can you still believe it? The fact that this man's gone from Sheffield Wednesday, and he was very good for you guys, and now he's a Europa League side. It's bonkers in the end. But what a brilliant save in this game from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Brought this game to life a little bit now with that goal from Griezmann. Takes on a long-range effort, the Swede. And as Kieran L will know, he's very lethal in front of goal, but not this time because the German wall, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, makes a brilliant save. And he's not had much to do so far in this game, but he's very alert to the situation. As Infinity Football's just answered the chat. I had a question. Does the matches in the UCL simulation tournament quick simmed or visual simmed? Visual simmed. I'm going to do commentary for them. So they'll be visually simmed so you can watch them going on. And you'll be able to, I think you should be able to make tactical tweaks as well while the game's going on. But I'll have to find out as I do a few practice runs this week. But they will be visually simmed for you, so don't worry about that. But got a bit quiet in your game, Kieran, in the last few minutes.
To be fair, I've been spoilt though with the first half I've had so far, and it's been a really good contested matchup between the two sides. I think, as I said before, I'll repeat it: PSG have been the better side, but it has been completely competitive. They've not run all over Lyon. They have gone forward, and they've had some moments where Depay's had his back, but Kimpembe's had his back to goal. Sorry, Kimpembe appears to have Depay's number so far this game. It's interesting to see the matchup between the two. But they've made space on the wing for Kadewere and Toko Ekambi, but they've not managed to create anything. So it'll be interesting to see if they can break this defence. As Kimpembe's come on leaps and bounds, he has.
And the thing is, for Lyon especially, they've got to get something soon. 2-0 in that match right now. You're looking and you're thinking to yourself, if they don't get a goal very quickly, Neymar's still sat on that bench and could come on at some point in the game, and you'd expect it to maybe get a little worse if a player of his quality comes on.
Yeah, that's one of them where it's always what we say about Man City, an embarrassment of riches on the bench. If you can bring on the likes of, to be honest with you, I don't want to be offensive, but Islam Slimani or Neymar, and you have to bring one or the other on, I think I know who's got the stronger bench. Ever so slightly, Lyon.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one for sure. Islam Slimani, absolute beast he was. That one season at Monaco, of course, where he just ran riot was incredible. I'm surprised Lyon, of course, you're not going to drop a player like Depay, are you really? But it'd be nice to have seen Slimani play a bit more just to see whether it was just a one-season wonder situation or whether he just loves it in France and scores goals left, right and centre. Yeah,
it's hard. I don't think he suits the style of play that Lyon have. I think that front three are really fluid. They can all line up in various positions. I don't think I see Slimani switching wings with Toko Ekambi for a little bit and being a marauding winger for it. I don't see it. But as a plan B, I think he's the perfect option, to be honest with you. And if you put both of them up top, it'd be an interesting partnership.
We've got a very painful injury in this game. Zubeldia's gone down. I think he's been down for the last minute or two, so we're just having a break in play. Not a nice tackle at all. I think it was Dembele. It was a 50-50, which he had every right to go in for, but Zubeldia comes out the worst of the players, and we'll just have a little bit of a stoppage in play here as Sociedad, I think, are going to make a substitution as well to take Zubeldia off the pitch. But Carl's put in the chat, KD, he thinks the Braga red was harsh. Do you agree with him?
Oh, yeah, he didn't even touch him. I said it was stupid on the replay. Didn't touch him. It was never a yellow card, but, I mean, the consequences for Braga now are that they've had to take Abel Ruiz off, their only striker on the pitch, and bring on João Neves to sit in that midfield. And Abel Ruiz was not happy when he came off. Started punching the seats when he came off, the poor lad.
No, and it's understandable, isn't it? You never want to be the person that gets substituted off for a red card for, your teammate's fault for a situation in hand like that. But unfortunately, he had to be the chosen one to come off the pitch. As Ree's in the building. He's put, yo, dudes, how are we doing? Oh, you're good, Rees, as always. I'm sure Spurs can bottle it. But don't worry, you still want to right now. I need Harry Kane to score, but Desti's in here, and it's 2-0 Barcelona. And it's Serginho Dest, the American, who finds himself in a position inside the box where no defender's marking him. And I'm just starting to feel like maybe now Barcelona have got that first goal in the game that this is going to turn into an absolute rout, because Sociedad just cannot seem to get the ball. They've still had under, I believe, 30% possession in this game. And this could be the one match Barcelona needed, where they just smack in the goals left, right and centre and put down a marker for Atletico Madrid. But I think Lionel Messi with the assist here plays the ball into Dest. It's a brilliant ball. I mean, he's not even looking at Dest, but he notices the run from the American, and there's no way Dest is going to finish that. Not finish that at the near post. And 2-0 Barcelona with about, probably say maybe 3 or 4 minutes of additional time. So 2 goals at PSG, 2 goals at Barcelona. And down to 10 men at Braga. You'd think surely Benfica will break that deadlock soon.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, lads. I'm feeling a bit left out with goals here. Can we share the load, please?
Hey, might get a few in the second half. You never know. But I'm guessing there'll probably be a few minutes of additional time because of the goal check, the red card as well in your match, KD.
Yeah, we've literally just ticked over to the 45th minute. There's no indication of any added time. I don't know if that's a free sports thing. There they are. 3 minutes of added time. Added on at the end of the first half, and then we'll have half time, which cannot come soon enough. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, of course, Lyon PSG started a little bit later than the rest of the pack.
Oh, mistake at the back! What a save! Otamendi, typical Otamendi again. Takes a loose touch, and I'm not quite sure what we got in. I think it might have been Lucas Piazon nicked up in front, and just had to tap his foot, like throw his foot to try and get any contact on the ball. Liete made a good save, and Braga players were calling for the penalty, but not given. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, you're all good. Any chances, go for it. Always talk us through them. But I think you'll probably now just be into additional time in your game, Kieran.
Nope. 43.5 minutes played.
How much additional time do you think there'll be?
I can't imagine too much. Besides the goals, there's not really been a stoppage in play. I could imagine maybe just a solid minute. There's been a lot of niggly fouls, but I don't think anything that's really prevented the game from a decent flow. So I could imagine about a minute, or I wouldn't even be surprised if he just blows the whistle straight away.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we've got a minute left here in this game of additional time.
Well, there's another red card. One of the staff members has gone now. I think it might have been one of the Braga staff members has now been sent off. And I mean, I wasn't really looking. I looked up, he had the red card in his hand. I'm thinking, bloody hell, who's gone now? And one of the Braga staff members, and they're not having a good half, I'm not going to lie. But they probably could have been leading if they'd have been a little bit more lethal in front of goal. I mean, could say the same for Benfica. It's, like I said, been lacking quality massively.
Do Braga now run the risk of this game getting
someone's in, Rafa's in, it's in! Finally, there's a goal, and it's Rafa. Thank you. The most boring half of football I've watched in a while, but Benfica do lead at the end, and the Braga players are fuming with the ref.
I was literally just about to say, do you think that this game runs the risk of maybe turning to not a rout, but a situation where Braga have a few cards coming out for them.
Well, literally, just a moment before, there was another yellow card for Gonçalves at Benfica, which would make it 1 second. I'm just gonna look how many yellow cards there's been so far. There's been two. There's been 4 yellow cards, you could say, so far, with a double yellow for Fran Sergio. But I'm not quite sure what the Braga players are claiming for it, because it's a really good pass through the legs of someone by Severovic. Sticks it through the legs. I think it's number 3 for Braga, and Rafa Silva just finishes it superbly into the back of the net, right on half time. I have no idea what they're claiming for, but yeah, goal stands.
I was going to stand up for about to say then it'd be interesting to see what the ref does in that situation. But we've hit half time in this game between Real Sociedad Barcelona, 2-0 to Barcelona. Our first 15, 20 minutes, they had, well, in fact, I'm saying that for the whole half, they pretty much had all the possession of the ball. Real Sociedad have had 28% possession in this match, 139 passes, so they still made more passes than Tottenham did last week. But yeah, Barcelona, they were waiting to get that first goal into the game to really bring this match to life. Griezmann got it from a rebound for the first goal. The second goal was a really lovely pass from Messi. He found Serginho Dest inside the box at the near post. Brilliant finish from the American, who put the ball into the back of the net. And the only way I can see this game going now is unless Sociedad come out at half-time with an absolute tactical masterclass, I see this game maybe going 4-5-0 to Barcelona if they can keep the consistency up, because they've really got into the stride now, considering that the last few minutes of the match they've been having lots of opportunities on goal. As Reza just sat here wondering why my stuff isn't being answered. Turns out I was watching from the beginning. Well, at least you've been able to get 45 minutes forward now. We did say earlier, Tottenham still leading 1-0. You'd be hoping that they come out with a victory in that match. But is it half-time in your game, Kieran?
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Matt, we had no added time.
No added time, so half-time across the board in all 3 games now. So we'll start off, as I said, let's start with Lyon PSG. 2-0 at half-time in this match, KL. We came into this game and we said, with Lille dropping points against Nimes today, any of the teams that won this match would go to the top of the league and probably be in the driving seat for the rest of the season. And as you would expect, Paris Saint-Germain with 2 goals on the board. Who else would it be but Kylian Mbappe and Digne Lepre?
Yeah, some of the stars, they shine brightest in nights like this, and genuinely the way PSG have played today, Mbappe stepped up. Di Maria has been brilliant as well. Moise Kean's played really well. There hasn't been a bad performance on the pitch for PSG. And in terms of Lyon, they kept the game competitive, don't get me wrong. I just think it's been these little bits of quality from PSG. And kind of unfortunate for the first goal because they blocked the ball twice. It was just the unfortunate ricochets. But in terms of putting a marker down, Paris Saint-Germain could not do much more in that first half to prove that they are here to kind of... They let everyone else flirt with the league title, but this is theirs to take away now with about 8 games to go or something like that. They've been outstanding tonight.
They have been indeed 2-0 to PSG. As Rees, you're a legend. £10 donation with no comment. Thank you very much, Rees. You're an absolute fucking shagger. Appreciate it indeed for the donation there. But thank you so much for £10. We always love you on this channel, buddy. Greatly, greatly appreciated indeed. Half time. Kieran, you were sat there saying for 44 minutes of this match it wasn't the most exciting affair in the world, but in the 45th minute, you finally got a goal, brought it down to 10 men. Benfica deserve with the lead right now.
Yeah, I feel like a spoiled child saying that there's not much happened in this game when there's been a red card and a goal, but there's not much happened in this game, Josh, apart from the red card and the goal. I think both teams massively. You can see why they're up there with at the top of the league, to be fair. Defensively, they're really sound. I mean, they just both counteract each other so well. But there's a massive lack of quality being shown by both sides at the top end of the pitch. But the one actual piece of quality was the goal with Seferovic with his back to goal, turning the ball, put it through someone's legs, and Rafa Silva finished it fantastically past the goalkeeper. The only real bit of quality of the half, and I mean, of course, we've had VAR controversy, we've had a red card, which wasn't a red card. We've had yellow cards left, right and centre. I don't think this game's going to end with 21 men on the pitch. I'm not going to lie. I probably think there'll be a few more feisty tackles in the next half.
Yeah, it's definitely sounding like it. It's a very feisty game indeed. I'm looking at the stats. 4 shots free on target for Benfica, 1 shot on target for Braga. 15 fouls in the match, as you said, 2 yellow cards with 1 red card. Technically 2 red cards because we had one of the staff members for Braga sent off. It does sound like there's going to be a few more cards coming out in that match. In fact, the last time that they played off against Benfica in the league, I'm just trying to find. I'm pretty sure it was ended 3-2 to Braga. But there was a few red cards in that match as well. So it's looking like it's going to go the same way again in that game. And then, as I said a few moments ago, Real Sociedad 0, Barcelona 2. Barcelona with over 70% possession in the first half. I've got 2 goals on the board with Griezmann and Dest. But once again, Reece, thank you so much for the £10 donation. Greatly appreciated as always, buddy. Let's talk about what's still to come on the channel in the next few days because there's lots of content still to come as Napoli-Rome has just got back underway. Yeah.
Penalty Tottenham.
Oh, penalty Tottenham. Big moment in that game for Mr. Harry Kane to see if he can.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Very good indeed. So
he's the one who got fouled.
Hopefully, he can stick it in the back of the net. Fingers crossed. It make my night very good. If Messi scores as well, that will make my life even better. But Melbourne City, Central Coast Mariners. We've got more watch-alongs to come. We are now into the international break. So what we will be doing is we will be doing A-League watch-alongs over the next few weeks over the international break. So our first one is tomorrow morning, Monday, 8 a.m. You can join Rowan for Melbourne City versus Central Coast Mariners. So that should be a very exciting watch-along indeed. And then on Wednesday, Rowan will be back, 8 a.m. once again, Wellington Phoenix taking on Melbourne Victory for an A-League double, because after Rowan's finished, I'll be live at 10:15 as Perth Glory take on Sydney FC. So lots of A-League action over the week. And what's that? Is that more A-League action one? Yeah, there you go. There isn't anymore because UCL Sim Tournament is on Thursday night, 7 p.m. UK time. We're going to do the live draw for the round of 32. All the spaces are gone now, so you will be seeing the draw for who faces who in that competition in just a few days' time. Was the penalty converted by Harry Kane?
It's 2-0 and it's Harry Kane who scored it.
It's what we love to see. Go on, Harry Kane. That is big dubs indeed from Kane in that match. So Spurs going 2-0 up there. Don't forget as well, we've got our social media links as always. If you haven't checked them out before, if you've not checked them out, it's definitely worth doing so. It'd be nice if I could actually get my PowerPoint to move forward. There we go. So Twitter is at @the_top corner. And our Instagram is _sportscorner_. Do go and check those out. We always tweet out and post on Instagram when we go live on YouTube, as well as when we post articles up on our website, which is the sports-corner.com. If you haven't checked it out already, then please do so. We look to try and put articles up at least one a day. We are taking a little bit of a break right now, but I will be putting up a Team of the Week prediction for FIFA in the next few days. In fact, probably tomorrow, if I'm being honest with you. But as you can see, this is the website. We've got all the different sections. We've got basketball, we've got darts, we've got football. So all the different sports are on there. We have got them indeed. And talking about basketball, I believe there is going to be something which Will's going to be doing on Thursday at some point in the afternoon. He's going to be doing a kind of like a free agency frenzy stream type thing with all of the latest transfers going on in basketball as well. So do keep your eyes out for that, because that will be on Thursday in the afternoon, I believe. But so far in our fixtures, Lyon 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2, Barcelona 2-0 against Real Sociedad, and then Benfica 1-0 up against Braga. Braga down to 10 men indeed. KL, PSG Lyon, what do you see happening in the second half?
I don't want to say much of the same, because I don't, you want things to change in the second half. I'd like Lyon to get back into the game. But to be honest with you, PSG just look like tonight they are showing that they are levels above the rest of the Ligue currently. But I think we'll see Lyon score in the second half. I think they will eventually have to make changes, but I don't see any immediate ones. But when Neymar comes on the pitch, do I see PSG staying at 2? I think this game could end 3 or 4-1, to be honest with you, Josh.
Yep, that's fair. I think that's very fair indeed. PSG looking to maybe put down a marker in Liga this season. Not really done that often, if we're being honest with you. So this would be a great opportunity for Pochettino to really lay down the letter of the law. Braga Benfica. This kind of looks like it's only going one way, KD, doesn't it?
Yeah, hopefully some more goals in the second half will do me justice. Because I just sat through 45 minutes of football, and again I feel like a bit of a spoiled brat saying it. We had a game with a couple of yellow cards and a red card and a goal. but that's all we had really. Just needs to be a bit more quality in the final third, I think, from both sides, and this could get interesting.
Could do indeed. Chris is in the building. Hi lads, hope you're well. Hope you're all good as always, Chris. As Reese said, he's got to hop out. You boys have a good one. Thank you for that donation again, Reese, and hopefully Spurs are on for the victory tonight. We'll see you again at some point in the near future. As Chris has just put, there's been 7 corners in Aston Villa v Tottenham. I just thought I'd put that out there. We know why. We know why you've done that, Chris. We know who that's about. But yeah, overall, thank you, Kyle, as always, for putting the links in the chat. I've got a few more minutes to wait until these games go underway. Do you think Neymar will come on in your match? Look, PSG 2-0 up. They don't have to force him on in the game, but it'd be quite interesting to see him on the pitch.
Yeah, it's one of them where, to be honest with you, do you risk bringing him on and maybe him getting injured again? But I do think he'll see the field. Depending on how the second half goes, if it is much of the same, I wouldn't mind him just getting a 15-minute, 10-minute cameo to kind of ease himself back into action. But if Lyon start gaining a bit of momentum, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get half an hour. I don't expect any changes at half-time from either team because it was a good first half from both sides as much as the scoreline kind of doesn't reflect that. I don't think Lyon have been massively outplayed. But yeah, I do think Neymar will come on eventually, but you just don't want to risk it too much with the recent injury problems.
No, that's fair. KD, has your stance within the last 45 minutes changed from doing Ligue NOS watch-alongs in the future to not doing Ligue NOS watch-alongs in the future?
No, I'm still very much up for doing them. I think it's just the fact that they're just not covered on terrestrial television, really, are they? Really, they're just normally this free sports app is normally the place where they're at. I'd be more than welcome to do some more. However, if they're all like this, then no.
I mean, I'm looking the next big fixture technically in the league between some of the top sides isn't actually for quite a while. I think I'm scrolling down. Braga Sporting isn't until the 25th of April. That's the next big one between the top 4 sides. But as I said, when you look at the league, there's a few interesting teams around the middle of the pack. As I said, Real have sat in 9th place thinking, we're only a few points off the top 6, but we're actually closer to relegation than the top 6, which is bonkers when you think about it. And it just proves how close Liga NOS is this season. I mean, Famalicão, who found themselves finishing last season in 6th, are actually 2 points away from relegation and finishing bottom of the league, which is bonkers when you think about it in that respect. But the good news is the Barca players are in the tunnel, getting ready to come out for the second half, which is a very good sign indeed. And I would assume probably both of the other games as well.
I'm watching the Free Sports logo with a couple of shapes bouncing around the screen, so that's what I'm seeing right now.
I whacked on Villa Tottenham during half-time, so I'm just going to go and trek back to let you know.
Well, there we go. We'll have to see whether the Lyon and PSG players are out for the second half. I'd assume maybe Lyon, depending on what goes on, might make an early change because 2-0 down is not going to be a good score, but you'd assume they'll probably leave it the first 10 or 15 minutes as well, as it's still currently Roma 0, Napoli 2 in that match. Dries Mertens still on the pitch on course for a hat-trick, which would be very, very exciting indeed for the Belgian if he can get himself another goal on the board and take home the match ball, because it's been quite some time since he's bagged himself a hat-trick, and fair play to him because he's been a brilliant player for Napoli over the last few years and he's on the top scorers list of all time for the club. And then, of course, as we said before, Spurs still 2-0 up in their game against Aston Villa. Harry Kane with a goal, get him, my son. And then Carlos Vinicius as well. What do you think about Carlos Vinicius? Because I was saying to Katie earlier, very good player on his day, but just hasn't had much time in a Tottenham shirt.
No, a man forged from the Portuguese league as well. So, of course, with the way KD makes it sound, he's been playing in very boring games for a long period. But I think when you go to Tottenham, you've got to accept being a second. Like, hello?
Don't know why there's sound coming through there. Apologies about that.
Hell, Josh, what are you watching?
Carry on anyway.
No, you have to know you're coming to play second fiddle to one of the best strikers in the world. It's like if when Bayern Munich, if they ever sign a striker, they're not going to replace Lewandowski. They're just
Actually,
going to have to wait for their opportunities, and when they get them, make sure they make the most out of them. And to be fair to Vinicius, he played really well in the Europa League when they were in it. And unfortunately, I don't think he started the game against Zagreb, I don't think.
no, they won't be kidding.
Yeah.
And there you go. And for a man who was on brilliant form, it always annoyed me. Do you know when Lucas Moura got Tottenham into the Champions League final, then they dropped him for the final, which still sits bad with me today. I just think Vinicius could play a little bit more, and maybe they play 2 strikers rather than just 1. But I guess it's not Mourinho's tactic.
Yeah, we'll have to see what goes on there. I mean, we're just back underway now with the second half of action in this game between Real Sociedad and Barcelona. 2-0 as it currently stands in this match. Should be interested to see what goes on there. But Chris's book fact of the day, Carlos Vinicius has scored more goals against Aston Villa this season than Arsenal managed to score against Villa this season again. Just putting it out there.
It's a good start. It's a good
Because he's
start.
on fire today.
The players are back out. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see these 2 sets of players.
I mean, he's saying that it could turn into an absolute mammoth of a match now. We could be sat here in about 45 minutes and it ends 3-2. Do you know what I mean?
Please, I want to be proven wrong this time.
We'll have to see. I mean, Benfica, they'll be looking to push for it. 1-0 up, brought it down to 10 men. They'll be thinking, get a few more goals in this game, and that'll be a good result for them.
Yeah, of course, Braga are not out of this yet. I know they've got 10 men, but they've still got threatening players on there. Like Galeno's pace is electric. If they get him in behind, who's probably their only offensive man on the pitch right now, it can cause problems like he did do in the first 15 minutes of the play. Last half an hour, he was literally a ghost, though. So someone did herald him as a fraud, I know, but
he's good as that Galeno. I tell you, he's quality.
It'd be interesting to see whether he could be the hero for Benfica tonight, because they really need a hero right now with how that game's panning out. But yeah, it should be an interesting one here in the Liga. Real Sociedad need to change up their tactics from whatever they were playing in the first half, because my lord, to only have 28% possession in the entirety of the first half is not going to go down well, as Jordan's put. 2-0 Spurs. Kane, you're a bit late to the party, Jordan. He went in about 5 minutes ago, but thank you very much, lad. Spurs trying to see if they can get 3rd in the game, as Barcelona couldn't come forward here. Jordi Alba at the edge of the box into Lionel Messi, who is dancing, but he's not dancing well enough, although he's found Dest. Back to Messi, but the ball from the American is pretty weak. Messi somehow still got it, which I think is something we've said pretty much every time Messi gets the ball in his career. He always sticks to his feet. It's incredible, isn't it? It's going to be Griezmann at the edge of the box. He's going to go for it. That's a long way. Back to Griezmann again. This is some good attacking football from Barcelona as they look to get a 3rd in this game and really kill this tie off. Here's Albert with a terrible ball, and, well, that's a real waste. Sociedad are going to try and get the ball away, and it's still 2-0 in this match. Are you back underway in yours, Kieran, in PSG, Lyon?
Yep, we are a minute into the half, and PSG have just earned themselves the first free kick. And Lyon tried to pass it around the back for the first minute of the half, but they ended up going back to the goalkeeper and hoofed it long straight back to a PSG player. They looked really nervy for that first couple of minutes. Some of the loose passes they were playing made it so difficult for the centre-halves to take a clean touch. So I don't know if, not the way you'd want to start a half, not very settled at all.
No, and look, it's the same situation for Lyon as it is for Sociedad. They need to get a goal very quick in this game if they want to get back into this match. If PSG get another one, it is pretty much going to be a case of the game being done and dusted. But that's 2-0 right now, as Sociedad going to come forward here. Chance for Porto. It takes on a long range.
3!
Oh.
Directly from the free kick. It's one of them where it's on the right-hand side, and Di Maria has put an in-swinging cross in, but no one connects with it, and it ends up hitting the back of the net. I think Lopez is expecting someone to make a prod at it, and nobody connects with it, and the bounce takes it into the corner. 3-0 PSG. This game is well and truly over. Angel Di Maria from a free kick. But it's one of them, the cross is coming, the keeper's expecting a touch, and the touch never comes. It's 3-0.
Oh, well, there we go. That's pretty much game, set, and match after, what, about 2 minutes on the clock, the second half, maybe less?
Yep.
Well, sums it up, doesn't it, really, for Lyon? Not the game that they wanted, especially when the title is on the line. As Chris has put, there's been 2 offsides in Villa v Tottenham game at the moment. I know what you're doing, Chris. I know what you're doing. As Jordan's put, Holland's dad started following Chelsea on Instagram Eyes. I wouldn't necessarily say it's Haaland confirmed to Chelsea, but what Jordan, I would say is Instagram Eyes.
When you copy someone off Twitter or Instagram and post it in the thing, it doesn't actually do the emoji. It just types the emoji out.
Don't. If you ever saw the free agency frenzy tweet where it said rolling ballpoint pen.
It's a nightmare, isn't it, when you just copy over emojis. But what do you think, Jordan? What do you think? Do you think Haaland will go to Chelsea in the near future? Do you think he's going to be in a blue shirt in the Premier League with Tuchel? You'll have to tell us in the comments below, lad. As Chris has just put, by the way, there has been 2 offsides so far in this Villa Tottenham game. I know what you're doing, mate. I know what you're doing. Fair play.
Shoot! Oh, bloody hell.
Early chance?
I mean, a half chance. It was a good pass from Rafa over to Waldschmidt. It was one with goalkeeper, just snapped it a little bit and it's miscontrolled it. But, I mean, quite a lively start to the second half, to be honest.
Yeah, much better start in this game as well. Porto coming forward, trying to get a chance for Sociedad in these early few minutes. They'll pretty much want to do what Lyon haven't done against PSG and not concede early. And it's a much better kind of beginning to the second half. They've had a little bit more possession, and when I mean that, then out to 31%, which is the first time in the match they've hit above 30% possession. So, round of applause there for Sociedad. But look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about possession. Everybody says it's always a numbers game in football, isn't it? But they could sit here easily with 30% possession and have 3 shots in the game and get 3 goals. But chance in your match, Kieran?
A dangerous free kick for Braga in a very dangerous position, as probably described by the dangerous free kick I just said. Brought down was, I think it was Jaume Neves by I'm having an absolute Mary. I'm not going to lie, by Rafa. I'm trying to watch the game and speak at the same time. This free kick, please go in. Someone score a bloody screamer. Go on.
We'll have to see if he does. That's who's got for Bars, Josh. It was Dest and Griezmann, but I'll stop for a second because free kick for Benfica.
Yeah, Braga. Jaume Neves is going to take it. He's about 35 or so yards out, and now if this goes in, I'll get very excited. Placing the ball down again, he's taking a few steps back. Liete commanding his wall to the right a bit.
Alba's in, sorry, to jump in. Alba's in. Ball in, goal. It's
my God, it's in the crossbar.
And Dest is at the double.
Oh, wow.
And the American gets another goal in this game, and Dest is on for a hat-trick. And it was the 2 fullbacks linking up together. Jordi Alba, who, look, for me, at the end of the day, I have to say he's been one of Barca's best players this season. Very underrated.
It's it! Oh, great save! Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. He's in the box, just gets around the defender, puts the ball into the path of Dest, who pretty much has a very simple finish inside the box from about 3 yards out. Really good finish. Second goal for Dest. But what's happening in your game, Kieran?
Go to the crossbar first from KD.
Crossbar first, KD.
Oh, no, don't! Mbappe's 1-on-1. Slots it round 4-0.
4-0 PSG. Jesus Christ.
It was a Lyon chance. That's what I was talking about earlier. It was a really good snapshot by, I think it was Toko Ekambi, after he was played in by that midfielder that I can't remember the name of. And then it's just literally one long ball after it. Mbappe's in his own half. It's just one long through ball. He's 1-on-1 with Marcelo. He's quicker than him. And then he just slots it past Lopez. Lopez goes down early. But Mbappe has his second of the game. It's sloppy defending from Lyon because you can't leave Mbappe 1-on-1 with your centre-half in a foot race from the halfway line. It will never work. 4-0, game over. This is destruction in the second half.
And I mean, now you've got to think Lyon 4-0 down. There's no way they're coming back into it. It is a case of just making sure this doesn't become worse than it is. And look, we're only about probably 52, 51 minutes into the second half.
I'll just have to have a look. It's just showing us the Keylor Navas save. That's the chance, Josh, where Toko Ekambi took a brilliant snapshot. And Lucas Paqueta, that was his name, that passed the ball into him. And I'll tell you how long we've got How long's on the clock now? Can't see. Bloody hell. Sorry, Josh, I will tell you.
No, it's all right.
52 minutes, there you go, yeah.
52 minutes, and yeah, look, this could become 5, 6, 7 with the sound of it. This is where it becomes really, really embarrassing. And, well, it shouldn't be the game that's embarrassing. It should be Braga Benfica in terms of it. Hit the crossbar, Braga.
From that free kick as well, 35 yards out, João Neves just whacks it. Cannons back off the crossbar, and unfortunately for Braga, nobody there to put the rebound in. But this game's opening up a lot. Down the right-hand side again is Rafa, up against Rodriguez. Takes it past 2 men. Good defending by Borja, though. Cleared away by Braga. But yeah, this game's definitely a lot brighter than the first half was already in the opening 7 minutes of the second half.
Fair play, fair play. Good to see 3 good games going on right now. Maybe not for Lyon or Real Sociedad, if you're a fan of both of those clubs. You're getting absolutely whacked right now. But very, very good games across the board with plenty of goals. Chris has put Haaland to Manchester City for me. How's Messi playing, Josh? He's playing very well indeed. Although Dest is in here for a hat-trick. He's going to play the ball towards Griezmann inside the box. Tries to get the ball into the Dembele, but he just can't get his feet under control with the ball, and it's cleared away by Real Sociedad, as Jordan's just put in the chat. Haaland to Chelsea confirmed after Roman had an interview about the club. Coincidence? Has it just been announced now on Twitter? Bloody hell, fair play. Haaland off to Chelsea, boys. As Messi's in, and Messi scores! And that is £100 to the bank. Thank you very much, Messi. 4-0 Barcelona, and a lovely, lovely goal for Messi. It's 4-0, and I mean, just as it's a trouncing PSG, it's a trounce here for Sociedad as well.
I'm not going to lie, lads. Can I have some goals, please?
And they've nicked it high up the field. Moise Keane's in. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I bigged you up as well. Oh, it's got right. Okay, it's Idrissa Gana Gay. You don't get up that high that often, to be fair.
And I mean, the goals are flowing in our games right now, isn't it? Myself and KL, 4-0 in both of ours. As Chris has just put in the chat, serious stat, guys. There's been 3 yellow cards in Villa v Tottenham game again. Just invade anyone, put a bet on amount of yellow cards. Serious stat there in that game. But 4-0 here. Brilliant, brilliant finish from Lionel Messi. Alex Romero just can't do anything about it. It's just Messi magic. And 4-0 here. Messi might have scored, but it might be getting messy here for Real Sociedad as well. It's becoming an absolute battering.
Oh, I love that, Josh.
Oh, honestly, I'll try my best with the puns and stuff. As they're in here for 5. And it's another chance for Messi. Cleared away by Sociedad. And it's back to Barcelona again. Nervy indeed. Kale's vanished off the screen. Where's he gone?
He's gone to put Braga Benfica on. That's what he's done.
Swapping games.
Oh,
honestly. I'm guessing we've lost KL for the second because I can't hear him or see him. So hopefully KL is back soon. There he is. He's here like magic.
He's back. Sorry, what was I required for?
No. I thought you'd gone for a second. I thought we'd lost you connection-wise.
No. But Memphis Depay is off. Islam Slimani is on. And I'm pretty sure I saw Leo Dubois warming up before I went to the bathroom. But he's not come on yet.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Just make
it. There he is. Who's he come on for? Leo Dubois come on as well. Just not sure who for.
Just making sure it doesn't become a bit of a rout. I mean, it already is a rout, for being honest with you. Less of a rout than it is right now, isn't it, really?
Yeah. They made 3 subs. Right, okay. Tino Kadewere off. Leo Dubois on. That's a defensive change. Thiago Mendes for Bruno Guimaraes, like for like. And Depay for Slimani, like for like. I'm presuming we're going to see maybe Toko and Slimani up top together.
Good save. Could have been 5. Should have been 5, if I'm being honest with you. Dembele, brilliant touch he gets on the ball, but I think it's a little bit of an awkward angle for the Frenchman to take the shot on. Ramiro does get down and makes a good save, so it is out for a corner, but I think Dembele, if he puts that probably towards the left-hand corner of the goal, then it's probably in, and we're talking about 5-0 here. But Chris has just put in the chat, Mbappe to Liverpool confirmed after LeBron James, who's a Liverpool fan, best mates with him. Coincidence?
Seferovic won on with the goalkeeper and slots it round him. It's 2-0.
Oh,
there we go.
Benfica might have wrapped up this game now, and that's a fantastic goal on the counter. And it looks all dead and buried for Braga. 2-0 Benfica.
And I tell you what, it's a night for the away side. All the teams playing tonight are winning away from home. So if you're an away fan, then yay, away goals. We love to see it. It means absolutely nothing if it's not Champions League football. But look, Benfica now 2-0 up against Braga. That game is going to be done and dusted. How many more do you think they can get by the end of the match, Kieran?
I mean, we're only in the 57th minute. And I mean, the counter was on. I don't know how they were left in a 3v2 so easily. Because I think it was a goal kick to Braga. And from that goal kick, Benfica nodded it back, and they were 3-on-2 against the Braga centre-halves. And Seferovic, when he's 1-on-1, deadly finisher in front of goal, and showed it there. Rounds it past Mateus, and it's 2-0 Benfica. And like I said, Josh, game over. No chance for Braga at all.
Definitely is game over indeed. And we've got the goals flying across the board. We've had 10 goals between us, and we're only, 60 minutes into the games around about as Adnan Januzaj's come on here for Real Sociedad. See if the Belgian can get himself 4 goals in this match and rattle Barcelona. We'll have to see. But a bit of defending here for Sociedad to do. But it's good at the back there from Robin Lenormand, who just gets the ball from his French teammate Dembele. As Dimsky's put, I'm giving up with predictions. Sociedad 2-1. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
I said it was bloody 3-2, didn't I? What was I thinking? I mean, they've still only had 32% possession as well.
We expected a closer game by Sociedad, and I would say by Lyon, to be honest with you. But the big teams have come out to play.
Yeah, look, credit to them as well, because
sorry, thought Waldschmidt was in. He's not. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. All 4 teams. Look, Sociedad and Lyon have been in incredible form this season. I don't think anybody would have predicted 4-0 in both games.
No, especially not with both of them. Like Barcelona being on like a year where they've not been the Barcelona of past after coming off obviously a really tough season last year, and PSG coming off a loss to Nantes and one of their more lesser impressive seasons.
Yeah, exactly. And fair play to him, as you said, the big boys coming out tonight to play, which is what you would expect from some of Europeans' top dogs. Chris is asked in the chat, who do you think will win the FA Cup?
Probably Man City.
Leicester, let's go.
Oh, love
Why
that.
not? Why not back Leicester? It'd be nice to see them win it. First FA Cup semi-final they've had since, I think it was 1932.
Oh.
Incredible. But chance in your game?
No, it was one of them where it was a lovely 1-2. But as Lucas Paqueta was trying to get onto the end of the 1-2, the PSG defender checked his run, which I think anywhere on the Mbappe's through. I'm going to pause for a minute. It's a good save by Lopez. But yeah, anywhere else on the pitch, and if you check someone's run like that, you might get given it as a foul, but because it was in the box, the ref kind of just ignored it.
That's fair. Barcelona coming forward again here. It's going to be Serginho Dest. He's inside the box. He's going for the hat-trick. Cuts in. Really unselfish player. Plays it to Messi. Now to Griezmann. Tries to get the ball, but it's cleared away in the end, and chance gone again for Barcelona as it's 4-0 PSG. 4-0
Soleimani! 4-1!
4-1, not 4-0.
Oh, what a strike from Soleimani from the edge of the box. It was Cornet who was up at the top of the pitch, and he just threads it through to Soleimani, who takes fire from just outside the edge of the D on the edge of the box into the bottom corner. What a hit from the Algerian, and it's 4-1.
Well, I mean, half an hour left of the game. Can get another goal.
I'd love it. Soleimani has come on, and that is a hell of a finish from the striker. And it's one of them where he's fired it with so much power, it could not get any more into the bottom corner. It came pretty much out of nothing. It was just a long-range hit from just outside the D. But what a goal.
And there we go. Lyon with a goal. They'll be thinking maybe get another one in the next 5 or so minutes. It'll make it interesting. Islam Slimani, we were talking about him earlier, had a cracking season at Monaco. Doesn't really get much of a chance at Lyon. Bags in this game, makes it 4-1. And look, at the end of the day, it's probably only going to be a consolation. We do love to hype things up on this channel. But who knows, maybe 4-1 in that match. As Kyle's put, I don't care who wins the FA Cup. I just want Chelsea to bloody beat City. That'll be my win. Which is, I think, a lot of people's wins, isn't it, if City get knocked out?
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea, to be fair, under Thomas Tuchel, Be interesting to see how that like free-flowing Man City attack can break down probably one of the most defensively solid teams in the league. As Moise Kean looked like he was through, but fouled Denayer in the process. So with 28 minutes to go here, and this has been a really cracking game.
And do you know what? The thing is, with a lot of the Ligue big games, I think, obviously, we watched the Monaco PSG game a few months ago, which was an incredible match. There never really seems to be many bad Ligue top dog matches.
No, and I think the teams that you watch are very entertaining as well. Like Monaco play a really good style. PSG play a good style. You like Lyon as well. The only one we've said I think that we've been about is Marseille. But besides them, I think, as you said, the games, especially, I'd say more earlier in the season when for like 5 weeks straight, Ligue was bonkers. But still, it's a very good league to watch when you give it the chance, and it's not quite a farmers' league, I wouldn't say.
No, I wouldn't. And I think it comes back, when I said a few weeks ago, I think with KD when we did the Arsenal-Spurs game, I was asking him about fitness levels. Do you think maybe it's a case of, especially with the Premier League, over the last few months, because we had an early start to the season, we didn't have much of a break between the summer and the beginning of the season and the international games. Do you think it is a case of some of these teams in the Premier League just having a lack of fitness as we get towards the end of the season?
Maybe, because then again, Ligue got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Ligue got like basically the whole of last season off. So maybe that is a case of it. But maybe it's more
5-0.
Oh, there you go. Carry on.
No, it's all right. Offside. Doesn't matter.
No, I think fitness could be a part of it because the games have come, right? And also you've got to deal with some COVID cases, which changes things up massively as well. Getting used to no crowds, even though we had it for back in the last season. This is the first full season with it. There's so many different variables this year, which is not normally common in a usual Premier League season or Ligue 1 season or wherever.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree on that one. Gone a little bit quiet in your game, KD. 2-0 Benfica, Braga down to 10 men. Much going on in it?
No, Benfica just kind of putting their foot on the ball a little bit, slowing the pace down, but they look deadly on the counter-attack. And I didn't think the team with 11 men would be hitting the team with 10 men on the counter-attack. However, Braga might have a chance here with Spora, who's just come on for Lucas Piazon, who's been very, very shit in this game. And then Pizzi has come on to replace Waldschmidt as well. But, I mean, if Braga want to get back into this game, they need to get a goal soon because I think Benfica have probably got a few more in them.
Fair play. Well, just take a little bit of time with this. They are checking this to see whether the goal is actually offside or not. I think he's just onside. This is going to be one of those where the lines come out to play to decide whether Dembele is going to be on or off. And look, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as such in terms of the result because Barcelona are winning this regardless of what happens, whether this goal counts or not. But if you're a Barcelona fan or Dembele in general, you'd just like to see another goal put onto the board. But the referee just going to take a moment as VAR gets the lines out to check the goal, and it will not count. It's no goal, which I think is a shame there for Dembele because that's twice now Sergio Busquets has pinged balls over the top to Messi and then to Dembele, and both players put the ball into the back of the net, but Dembele's won't count, as I think Ronald Araujo and Ilaix Moriba have come onto the pitch. So nice to see if the youngsters come on as Barcelona can rest players up. Actually, no more games after this with the international break.
Well, would you have guessed it, guys? Pizzi's just come onto the pitch and he's got a yellow card. That was an awful challenge on João Neves, who's been in the wars since he's come on, but the 5th yellow card of the game, possibly the 6th. I'm not sure. 1 second, let me get me 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5th yellow card of the game. I mean, they're definitely not going to end this game with 21 men on the pitch. There's going to be another red in here somewhere.
We'll have to see who there is. I mean, Chris is on fire tonight. Jesus. He's just put, someone commented on my Stevenage 3-1 Carlisle review with most stupidest comment. How did Carlisle lose? Answer pretty obvious. Look at the 2 numbers in the title. I was amazed by that comment, really. One of the best comments I've ever seen on YouTube. Jesus Christ, honestly. It's not been a good few weeks, has it, for Carlisle? But I don't like to bring it up for you, Chris, because it's bad enough having to sit there and watch them lose. You then don't want it repeated to you day after the results finish, because trust me, we know that pain, especially being down in the lower leagues, don't we, KL?
Yeah. And then luckily I've not been the one to do a watch along on my team yet. But trust me, well, apart from Gladbach, and I've watched them lose plenty of times, but I know, like, if like Rotherham would have been on the end of that 93rd minute winner if it was Wednesday, you just don't want to experience it, do you, John? Like, at all.
No.
The last thing you want to do is be in front of camera. just go away.
No, I mean, I'm quite lucky that the two that I've done on Rotherham, one was Everton, where we took them to extra time, and then obviously the 93rd minute winner. So I'm quite lucky for the Rotherham ones. But, there's a little gasp there.
There was. Mbappe was through again, and he went to bend it into the bottom left-hand corner. Lopez made a good save, and it was another one where Moise Kean on the rebound, unfortunately, should have done a little bit better, volleyed it over, but more worryingly for PSG, Mbappe has given the old substitution signal, so it might be the end of the day for the Frenchman.
What a save! What a save by Mateus. It's a world-class cross by the streets we'll never forget, Adel Tarat. Seferovic is already diving, has to try and redirect the ball. Why am I doing the movement with my head when I've not got a camera? I'll never know. But yeah, Seferovic kind of redirects the ball towards the goal. And it's an absolutely outstanding save by Mateus. I mean, it could have been game over. I mean, it probably is already game over.
Yeah, you would think it's definitely game over in that match right now. But chance here for Dembele to make it 5, and it's 5. And that's it. The flag will not ruin the celebrations this time. Dembele dances as Barca have a 5-star performance. It's 5-0 here. And I mean, I've got to say, for me, this is the best performance I've seen from Barca by a country mile. Brilliant.
Yeah. On the night where they need it the most, and Mbappe is being substituted. He did clearly have some sort of injury problem, and I'd hate to be in PSG's shoes. We have to take off Mbappe, and the substitute you bring on is Neymar. It's such a drop in quality from one of the world's best players to another, and Neymar's coming on now. So if it didn't get any better for Lyon, it will now.
I mean, I'm just seeing the replay back for Dembele's goal. That is classy Dembele. It's just vintage. And it's sad to say vintage because he's still so young, but it's one of those goals where, you know, when he just weaves in and out of players, the Sociedad backline just did not know how to deal with him. And it's a brilliant finish for what's only his 4th league goal this season. But considering he's been out with injuries and he's only recently been getting back to form in the last few months, I pray that he can stay fit. I pray for the guy because, he's one of those players you love to watch. And I think we are starting to see definitely the money's worth for Dembele, but he needs to make sure that he stays fit in the future. But it's 5-0 now in this game.
I think it's game over in most games now, to be honest with you. I think we had a spark in this one as Di Maria takes fire with his right foot, and it's a good catch by Anthony Lopez. But 20 minutes to go in yours, Josh, and mine, and KD's, I presume?
Yep.
Perfectly spot on there. 20 minutes left. Chris has put yesterday bloody walking. Oh, go for it, Kieran.
No, I was just going to say, would you guess, lads, there's been a foul committed, and there's another yellow card. Julian Weigel's gone into the book now. Where's
the red card for Benfica? We need one. Just to make it 10v10, that'll make it interesting. Chris has just put yesterday bloody woke up with bad cough, runny nose, voice going, hoping Carlisle would win. But yeah, wasn't going to happen despite me being ill. Didn't stop me slaughtering the team. Hopefully feeling much better now. As Jordan Brennan's just put, Fab has just tweeted Haaland to Chelsea. Here we go. I've just tweeted Messi to Rotherham. Here we go. And Messi is flying over after this game to join the mighty Millers. In a parallel world, Messi will be doing just that. But it's a shame. 15 minutes left here. 5-0. And Barca just look like they want to maybe go and get the score up to 6 or 7. And I assume it's the same at PSG?
Yeah, to be honest with you, since the amazing strike from Islam Slimani, they've not really had another chance in the game. But with 19 minutes to go, PSG looked the most likely to get the second one. But, to get their 5th, but the second goal of the half. But I think this one might peter out, Josh. I'm not sure.
Which is a shame, but do you know what? We've had a lot of goals tonight. We've had 12 goals now on the evening, which is probably the highest amount we've had in some time. As I said, if you're an away fan, you buzz in because of all the goals we've had tonight. 2 in the Napoli game, 2 for Benfica, 5 for Barca, 4 for PSG and 2 for Tottenham as well. So really good night overall for the away sides across European football.
Cornet got on the end of the through ball and decided to be unselfish. He tried to do like a kind of Ronaldo chop flick, but Torquay can drill it across the box, and Marquinhos hits it behind for a corner. By the way, I did just check Fabrizio Romano, Josh. No tweet about Haaland, but apparently Juventus are going to keep Cristiano Ronaldo. So there you go.
There we go. That's the closest we'll get to any tweets from Fab Romano for now. As another comment in the chat, Jordan saying the Glazers to the trash, confirm they're going in the trash tonight. Jesus Christ. I don't know whether that one's real or not. I think that feel it might be true. But 5-0 here Barcelona, 4-1 PSG, 2-0 Benfica, Braga down to 10 men. Braga, of course, it's very hard to say if Braga improved in the second half. Because, look, they're 2-0 down now. But have they had many chances in this game, Kieran? Simply put, no. I mean, the best chance they had was when João Neves rattled the crossbar with a free kick from 35 yards. But, I mean, other than that, they've not really had much to do. But I say that Galeno is coming forward now. He's one-on with his man. And he's a brilliant defender from Otamendi. Using all his experience. Robs the ball. And now there's a ball through to Seferovic. Wide left-hand side of the penalty area. What can he do? Taps it to Rafa, back to Seferovic. Dawdling with the ball, still got it. He takes it outside the area. Nought's going to come from this. And another chance wide for Benfica as Barcelona look to come forward again and make it 6 on the night. But Sociedad, I mean, this has been piss poor, to put it nice for them. It's just not been their day. It's one of those games where realistically they kind of probably wish they never turned up. Although saying that, there might be a chance here for a consolation goal, and there is. And there we go. There's a goal for Sociedad, and that is Barrenetxea, the youngster who I said was quite a talent for Sociedad for the future. Brilliant goal in the end, and ter Stegen, he'll not be happy that he doesn't keep the clean sheet, but it won't mean much in the complexion of the match. It's 5-1. And as I said, Barrenetxea, the youngster there, with a really nice finish that ter Stegen was never going to save. And they're pretty much in the same position as Lyon.
Yeah, at least it's a consolation, I guess. We did have a sub. Torquay Camby has been replaced for, I think he's called Cherky, or I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if that, yeah. I'm just going to call him Cherky because that's how it looks. But Slimani did just have a header. It went wide, unfortunately, but he's been quite good since he came on as Islam Slimani, to be fair.
No, fair play to him. And I think it'll be interesting because Cherky's more of a Cam. He's a bit more of a skillful player. So whether he can maybe bring a few more nice passes into play for Slimani to maybe get 1 or 2 more back as consolation goals, then they've got enough time still to do it. But 5-1 here now. Barrenetxea, lovely goal. And I don't think that will stop Barca's confidence here. They look like they want to go and get a few more, as you'd expect. As full time in the game between Rome and Napoli, it ends 2-0 to Napoli. Dries Mertens, with 2 goals in that game, puts Napoli back into the race for the Champions League spots and well on course, maybe to finish in the top 4. It's going to be a tough season for one of Napoli, Atalanta, Juve or Roma, because one of them is not getting Champions League football, which I think when you look at the state of play this season in the Champions League, in the Serie A even, I think they all deserve it to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's a good league, Serie A. It's been probably the tightest it's been in a while because Juve have really dropped off this season, and it's left it open to a team that last year we were saying, will Conte be fighting for his job after not winning the Europa League, then getting knocked out of the Champions League group stage? Maybe it was a blessing in disguise because their focus has been on the Serie A and they may run away with it.
Yep, exactly. And you've only got to look at teams like AC Milan, for example, since after the winter break and that, they've dropped off massively, maybe because of the amount of games they've had to play, the midweek European fixtures, as Dembele is going to come off here. And Martin Braithwaite is going to come on for the last 12 minutes of this match. So going to be interested to see what the Danish player brings to the table, because when he comes on, I actually have to say, I think he's a very good player to watch, Braithwaite, because obviously he's got good players around him. It makes it easier for him to be able to show off a little bit more trickery and skill. And look, at the end of the day, he was never going to be worth 25 million, if we're being honest. But when he's come on, he's always tried his hardest, and I like that about him.
Oh, I like Braithwaite too.
I think he's one of those players where you look at him and you think, I don't know how he's there, as Messi's got a free kick and he's hit the wall. You don't understand how he's got there, but like Kevin Prince Boateng when he was there, he's just grateful to be in a Barcelona shirt, and he'll always put 100% in.
Yeah, and you kind of cheer him on because you want him to do well.
Yeah, like it was when the first leg of the PSG game when they played up against PSG and they lost 4-1. He was the best player on the pitch, and he'd only been on for 20 minutes because they just had no chances in the game. He came on, and then I think he had 2 very good opportunities in the space of 5 minutes. So I expect him to bag in the next 10 and make it 6-1.
As I say, I was watching that. Like, my mum was a big fan of Martin Braithwaite. I don't know why. It was the only one.
Honestly, idea why. He's a great player. He gets the mothers applauding him, Braithwaite. That's how good he is.
Yeah. Of all the talents on the pitch, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, no. Martin Braithwaite.
Let's see if he can bag in the next 10 minutes or so. Chris has just put full-time Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 2, 5 yellow cards for the game, 8 shots for Villa, 9 for Spurs, 8 cards for Spurs. I get the gist of it, Chris. Honestly, he's put every stat in there for us. 1 offside for Villa, 1 for Spurs.
No.
Very good use of Google there, or who scored, or whatever you use these days, Chris. As we're going to have another change here for Real Sociedad. The assistant manager talking to one of the players have probably just said, just try and get us a consolation goal at the very least. And I think they're actually going to make 2 changes here. So we'll have to see in a second who comes off. But I think Sanyon is one of the players coming on in a moment. But yeah, we're at that part of the night now, aren't we, where these games are pretty much fizzled out. Are they saying that? Could be a chance here for 6. Griezmann tries to dink it towards Braithwaite, but Sociedad's backline says, no, Braithwaite, you can't have a goal, and hoofs it away, which is a real shame.
Yeah, it's one of them where all our goals came at a really quick rate, and kind of, unfortunately, when that happens in like the 70th minute, both teams feel a little bit like they can't be bothered. Like, one team is so far in front, it really doesn't matter, and the other team is like, we're so far behind, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But really good games tonight overall, especially in Liga NOS.
Yeah, I mean, when you said all our goals, I'm sat here like, yes, all 2 of my goals, compared to Josh's 6 and your 5. However, Braga do have a free kick, so if they score from this, make the last 10 minutes very interesting. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to see what happens indeed as Alba's coming forward, plays the ball to Messi, gives the ball away though in the end.
Oh my God, he's missed it. How has he missed?
Should have been free, Kieran?
It's a corner. No, it was Braga this time. They had the free kick in. And I mean, it's a tap-in for Rodriguez, I think it is. It's not behind by Seferovic. I thought Rodriguez just hit it wide. That corner is awful. It's going to be cleared away by Benfica. And 10 minutes left.
I'll tell you what, Cornet's in. Cornet, round the keeper, 4-2. I'll tell you what. Sorry to cut you off, KD. It was 1 through ball, and since they made the changes and took Depay off, Cornet has been much higher up the field, and he's been influencing the game. He assisted Silimani for his strike, and this one I think was Cherky, who released a lovely through ball. Florenzi had an opportunity to clear it. It was just outside of his reach, and Cornet was through one-on-one, and he slotted it past Keylor Navas. It's 4-2, and Lyon, credit to them, have made a game out of this.
Can they make it 4-4 before full time? 2 goals?
No, I'm not going to go that far.
But now, fair play to it. Look, six goals in that match now. They're trying the hardest. They've got the scoreline down, which makes it less embarrassing for them. And look, I'm guessing 7 minutes left. 9
minutes left, yeah, but around that. Oh, and they've nicked it. They've nicked it. It's going to be through to Cherky. Oh, he's rolled. It's 1 too many touches from the youngster. And it's going to be cleared for a throw-in, I tell you what. 9 minutes left, and Lyon have finally started putting the pressure on. They've got a free kick.
Andres Spora's in. What a save by the goalkeeper. But a really good chance for Braga. Sorry, KL. A really good chance for Braga to get back in the game there.
Big chances across the board as Barcelona going to make a few more changes here. Trincao is going to come onto the pitch. And then we also have another change as well. Griezmann is going to be coming off, and on comes Ricky Puig. So a few more youngsters coming on. And it's lovely to see. Oh, Ricky Puig's got a massive smile on his face as he comes on. Not a player that tends to come on the pitch often, but it's nice to see, as you said before, Kieran, when games are out of reach and stuff, the youngsters get to come on and play, which is always nice to see.
Yeah. Dubois stands over the free kick, hoofs it towards the back post. It's headed back across to Silimani. What a save by Keylor Navas. Great reflexes from the Costa Rican goalkeeper, and Silimani, it was from point blank range with his header, and it was a great save from Keylor Navas, who got to parry it away from goal. And another opportunity for Lyon.
Oh, bloody hell! What's João Neves had at half time? I don't know, but the substitute has been by far Braga's best player. Does a roulette, takes a shot for about 35 yards, and it just goes about 2 or 3 inches over the crossbar. But I don't know what's happened. But Braga are absolutely all over Benfica right now. In the last, got 8 minutes left. Let's see if they can get a goal and make this last 5 or so minutes interesting.
I mean, we're now getting to that stage of the night where I will ask you in a second for your man of the match in your games. Who would you say is the man of the match? I know there's still a few minutes left on the clock here. Who's the man of the match in the PSG game, Kieran?
I think for me, I'd have to give it to Kylian Mbappe when he was on the pitch. I think he's been brilliant tonight, and he was the one where his goals really kind of wrapped the game up. I think it was his 4th and his 1st, and I think he was really, since he's gone off, to be fair, PSG haven't looked as big a threat going forward, and it proves how important he is.
And that's going to be the man of the match in that game. KD, man of the match in yours?
That's a very tough question. I mean, there's been very, very few standout performers. I'm going to say Rafa Silva, though, because he's always a menace whenever he gets the ball, of course. Got the first goal. Looked quite decent for Benfica tonight. Yeah, let's give it to him. But, I mean, I'm clutching at straws, to be honest, Josh.
Yeah, no, he's a bit of a tricky one to pick a man of the match in your game. But I've got to say, man of the match in this game has got to be Dest. 2 goals on the night. Brilliant performance from the youngster who was on course for a hat-trick as well, and credit to him. He found himself in the right space at the right time. And look, I could give it to Messi, but it's Dest's night. It's a quality performance from the American as Sociedad look to go and get a second here. Bautista takes on a long-range effort. Doesn't come to anything though, but Sociedad still got the ball. Baranecha tries to get around his man, but Jordi Alba says no, and it'll go out of play for a goal kick. How are you feeling, Kieran?
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this no end, mate. I'll be honest with you. There's 5 minutes to go. Herrera's come on. And I think it'll be Colin Dagba. I'm not sure. It looks like Florenzi is doing the old, I'm at the centre of the field. What a coincidence. It's me coming off, so I have to take the longest route. And it will be Colin Dagba coming on. So a bit of gamesmanship from Alessandro Florenzi. He's squinting. Look, is that my number? Well, he don't look like my number. It could be, though. And he just stood in the middle of the pitch for a while before eventually leaving.
We got a yellow card in this game. Braithwaite's gone into the book.
Oh,
which is a real shame. He's complaining to the referee. It's the right decision in the end to give him the yellow card, but he goes into the book. There's about 2 minutes left of this game. I don't think there'll be much additional time on the board, if I'm being honest with you. I think it'll be done fairly quickly to blush Real Sociedad's embarrassment.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't know. Oh, he's still got hold of it. If he releases Moise Kean, he's still got hold of it, Neymar. They're going to pull it back for the foul. He was breaking away. It was a cynical tackle by Lucas Paqueta. It was basically Neymar's backpack for a minute there. Wouldn't let go of him. But yeah, it's going to be a free kick. He's going to pull it back. It's very cynical from the Brazilian. And I'd be surprised if he didn't get cautioned.
Yeah, he should go into the book there. I mean, this result, by the way, for Sociedad makes things very interesting for that European, the last spot for the Europa League. I'm going to stop for a second, though, because Alba's in here. Brilliant work. It's 6, and Messi bags again. It's another goal for the Argentinian. And I tell you, one player who's been brilliant tonight as well. It's Jordi Alba. Time and time again, he's been able to get round the left-hand side of the defence of Real Sociedad. And Lionel Messi gets his second of the night. And this is classy Barcelona. 6.
I tell you what a what a set of games.
Yes, what a set of games.
I mean, on other days, a 2-0 Benfica result would be a decent game. But on a night where there's been 7 and 6 in the other matches, 2 looks like nothing. But any more chances in that match, KD, for a third?
No.
Well, that's a very good update there from KD. How long's left of the match?
3.5 minutes, and it can't come quick enough, I think.
I don't think it could come quick enough for Barcelona because they'd be looking for a 7th in this game. And Messi's now on for the hat-trick, which means he won't get a Team of the Week card from EA because it doesn't count, according to them, if it was to go in the back of the net for him to get free because they don't care about performances. But wait a second. What's this? Is VAR coming out to play? The answer is yes, it is. They're going to check this. I don't know what for. Messi's talking to the referee here, but this is getting checked. And I think it's for a foul from Alex Mariba. And I mean, this is harsh. I mean, if this isn't given, this is very harsh. Alex Mariba's on the floor. He's gone to get up, doesn't notice the player behind him. And as he's gone to get up, the player's running and he's fell over the back of Alex Mariba. I mean, there's nothing the youngster can do there because he doesn't see him. But I think this might be given as a foul and Messi's goal will be cancelled, and well, at least it'd be one less goal on the night for me. Puts me closer to the 2-0 score, but
Cheers.
No, he's not. Goals given 6-1. Messi has his second.
Never mind.
And he's got 4 minutes of additional time to maybe go and bag another. How much additional time do you think you're going to get in the PSG game, Kieran? You'd be hoping a lot.
Well, yeah, considering we didn't have any in the first half, I'm thinking we've got to at least have 3 or 4. Just because we didn't have any in the first half, and there's a long ball up, and I just thought that we might get onto the end of it, but no, good defending by Lyon. But yeah, I'm hoping, for the interest of the game, just give me another 10 minutes, because I genuinely don't want to stop watching.
No, you don't. It's some good matches on the board here tonight. Barcelona have got about 3 minutes left on the clock, 6-1, looking for one more goal. And as I said, this is the classic ruthlessness of Barcelona I don't think we've seen for a long time, where the 6-1 up and everybody's pushing forward to try and get themselves on the score sheet. And I haven't seen a game like this from Barca for ages. I don't think there's been one this season like this in terms of the ruthlessness of them. But nearly there at the end of the match for Benfica as Kane.
It should be 3. It really should be 3. Pizzi just runs straight through the middle of the park. And he's got to do better with that. He drags his effort wide, but it's such a good opportunity for Benfica, given away cheaply in the middle of the park by SL. And I mean, Benfica dominant all game. I mean, Braga have only pretty much played well in spells. Well worth the 2-0 lead, but poor from Pizzi in that occasion.
Chance here for a second consolation goal in this game. Referee, I think he's going to give a card. I don't know who he's going to be to here because there's 2 players down the floor. One Sociedad, one Barca. He hasn't pointed to the... He's actually not actually said what he's giving here. He's not pointed to the spot, but he's not said whether it's going to be a penalty or... I think it's going to be Longley who gets the card here. We'll have to see in a second, but he's got the card in hand. And I think he's going to be Carlos Fernandez who gets the booking here. It's... In the private areas of Longlays, he's down on the floor trying to tussle for the ball. And I think the referee's going to give this as a free kick. He's got yellow card in hand as Carlos Fernandez tries to sit down on the floor for the longest time possible as he does get a booking in the match. And that's a yellow card for Fernandez. So yellow card comes out. And just as I thought maybe we might have a second opportunity for a goal for Sociedad in the match and maybe make it 6-2. It's not going to be for them, which is a shame. But how many minutes did you get of additional time?
We got 4
minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes in all of the games. But we are down to the last 20 seconds of additional time here. That's the good thing with Premier Sport. It is pretty much bang on to the match. It's never behind. That's what I like about Premier Sport.
Yeah, do you know what? Even with 4 minutes added on, I just think it's a little bit too far out the reach of Lyon. And it's really sad because one more at about the 88th minute range, and it would have been a hell of a finish. But we are, I think there's about a minute and a half to go Barring a absolute miracle, PSG are going top of Ligue.
Well, VAR is checking something here in this game. I think they might be checking whether this is actually going to be a penalty for Sociedad in the end. But the referee is just blowing his whistle. Play's going to continue. So just as Sociedad thought they were going to get a penalty, the referee then blows his whistle for full time. It is probably one of the best performances I've seen from Barcelona in years. 6-1 against Real Sociedad. They've given king of the match to Lionel Messi, who gets his 2 goals on the board. His regular 2 goals, what it's been this way. And yet again, it's another unbelievable performance from the Argentine. But 6 goals, 2 for Dest, 2 for Messi, goal for Ousmane Dembele as well, and just a stellar night for Barcelona, which puts them right back on the map for the Liga title race. And Atletico Madrid will be looking down at the rest of the pack and thinking, Barcelona aren't here to mess about. 6-1 in the end there. As I'm guessing there's a little bit of time left for Lyon PSG.
40 seconds. There was a ball through by Leo Dubois, and Maxwell Cornet has caused the defence a lot of problems when he's been higher up the pitch, but he also can't time a run for love nor money. So he's been offside about 3 or 4 times. But the one time he did manage to time his run perfectly was the goal. So if he could work on that, he's wasted as a left-back by the looks of it today, because he started the game in defence, and when he got forward in the second half after the substitutions, they looked a much better side, did Lyon.
And fair play to them. You know what, they gave it their all, Lyon, but ultimately the 4 goals from PSG were just 4 too many, which is, to be fair, completely understandable. Braga Benfica, I assume we're nearly at the end of additional time or done?
Well, honestly, Josh, I'd tell you, but they've taken the bloody timer off the screen. They've taken the goal, they've taken the scoreline and the timer off the screen for about a minute. We've got 1 minute and 18 seconds left, and Benfica really should have scored again just then. It was a lovely 1-2 between Seferovic and Pizzi. And Pizzi was in the box, had a shot which was blocked well by a Braga defender, but like Benfica have just dominated this game from pretty much start to finish. Braga looking shaky from the start. Benfica took advantage of that red card that they got and fairly deserved to win this game.
And then fair play to them indeed. Very good performance from Benfica, who push into 3rd place, looking to just get themselves behind Porto, which is, of course, another team this season who've been doing fantastically well in Portugal, as you would expect them to do. In fact, they only find themselves 3 points behind Porto, so they could get into 2nd place, but 2nd place, but 1st place is pretty much done dusted. You would expect Sporting, unless they have a catastrophic fuck-up now, to win the league. They're 10 points ahead of Porto in 1st place. As for Liga, PSG now top of the league on 63 points. Lille just behind them on goal difference by 15, which is a hell of a lot, and it just shows how really good PSG are on the attack. Lyon in 3rd. Monaco have a chance to get into the top 3. Now, they've not got no games in hand, but Lyon's next match is against Lens, who are currently sat 5th, so that's going to be a tricky match. Monaco have got Metz next, who are sat in 9th place and been dropping off these last few weeks. Monaco must be looking and thinking, we've got a chance at the title. Yeah,
it's going to be a really nice, tasty end to the season for Ligue. And the annoying part is we look at how tasty it can be just to be told that midweek it's Austria v Scotland, and unfortunately we don't get to watch these games for another 2 weeks. But when we do return, it's a hell of an end to the season. And during this home stretch, it's going to slowly start weeding out the contenders, and hopefully Monaco, Lyon, Lille and PSG can all keep the pressure up to make for a hell of a final couple of weeks in the French league.
Hopefully so, indeed. Chris has just put Aston Villa v Tottenham has 4 added minutes. He's still going on, unbelievable. He's going for 5 hours this game, according to Chris in the chat. But very quickly, of course, as always, I know that Benfica game is pretty much nearly done, but
it is done.
It is done. 2-0 win for Benfica. Big result for them, considering, of course, Braga had been on a good run of form recently.
Yeah, and we said before coming into this game, both sides coming in 5 unbeaten. It'd be a very, very narrow game. It'd be an edgy game, a tight game, and it was exactly that. The red card kind of just took the wind out of the sails of Braga. I think it was just starting to get a little bit of momentum going just before that red card. But fair play Benfica. They deserved to win. It was quite a professional performance from them, to be honest. Took advantage of that red card and thoroughly deserved the 3 points at the end of the day. And that puts them in a good spot back for the UCL spots and potential Europa League spot, which 3rd get, I think.
Certainly does indeed. Very good result for them, which means on the night we had an incredible amount of goals. We had 6 in the Lyon game, 7 in the Barca game, only 2 for Benfica, which I said on another night would be all right, but of course 2 for Benfica. It doesn't look as good when you've got 7 or 8 across the board. But don't forget, if you love goals, join us tomorrow morning. Rowan's going to be live with the A-League. Melbourne City taking on Central Coast Mariners. He'll be live from 8 a.m. in the morning for A-League action, which is taking centre stage throughout the international break, because on Wednesday, Rowan will be back again. Wellington Phoenix taking on Melbourne Victory. And then straight after that is a double-header on Wednesday. I'll be live from 10:15, which I'll be watching Perth Glory taking on Sydney FC. We will, of course, always have the A-League Friday match in the morning as well. And don't forget, if you are down on the list for the UCL Sim Tournament, we're going to be doing the live draw for that to find out who is going to be playing off against who. And then most importantly, which teams you guys are going to get in our UCL FIFA 21 Sim Tournament. We'll do the live draw. That's going to be on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Where everyone will find out what teams they've got and who they will be facing, with the tournament starting on Friday after the A-League. So lots to look forward to over the next week. As I said, the international break is taking place now, so we won't necessarily be covering those international fixtures. We are going to take a bit of a break from doing those matches because they're only World Cup qualifiers. So it gives us a little bit of time to sit back, relax a little bit, because, to be honest, most of them pretty shit. Let's have a look at some of the games. Our social media even. Twitter is at @the_top corner, and our Instagram is @sports corner_. Do go check those out if you haven't already. We always post up on Twitter and Instagram when we go live on YouTube, as well as when we post articles up on a sports-corner.com, which you'll be able to see on your screen in a moment's time. We always put articles up there pretty much every single day. I'll have a piece up tomorrow on Team of the Week predictions. So if you're a big FIFA fan and you want to see who might make the Team of the Week, then you might have got a few inklings tonight from some of the games we've just watched who might make it in there. But we've got basketball, darts, esports, football, MMA. We've got loads of different sections for a whole host of sports. So really do well worth checking out the website if you haven't already. But on a night where we had about 99 goals, not a bad night, was it, boys?
No, not at all. Absolutely quality, though.
Quality night indeed. KD, quality night for you?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, 2 goals, cannot complain at all. But once again, honestly, massive thank you, Kale. Massive thank you, KD, as always.
Cheers, Josh.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. We'll be back. I'm saying we'll be back. We won't be back. Rowan will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the morning for the A-League. And it should be another good game full of goals. But as for now, don't forget to leave a like and subscription if you haven't already. If you are new to the channel, we're about 50 subscribers away from 2K. So it'd be nice to get to that target fairly soon. But have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And we'll see you again soon.